Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second night of the R6 Pro League ANZ edition. Now, I'm Monkey Fist, and I'm joined by Dev Marta on my right there. Dev, how you doing, mate?
Doing really good. I'm personally just super excited because we have the big teams tonight, and it's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
be whoa,
I'd say all
so
these
tonight.
teams are big teams, though.
I mean, that's the thing. Like this pro league, we've kind of stepped past the point where we've just kind of got four key
Yeah,
teams,
yeah.
and like we've really got a really healthy competitive environment, and that's what's super exciting. But that said, when you hear a name like Mindfreak, Athletico, you still think, oh, that's the big one.
Yes, 100%. So while we're talking about that, let's have a look at what teams we got tonight. Here's the schedule. So we're going to see Athletico versus Taboo first up. So that one's going to be going in just a moment. And then after that, we've got Mindfreak versus Equinox.
What do you reckon for predictions for this one, Monkey? This first one here, Athletico and Taboo.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Athletico on this one. They've obviously been a very stable, a very stable team. Like they have swapped players in and out, but and Taboo are a bit of the opposite. That being said, Taboo did show up nicely the other day.
Yeah, I mean the one of the I guess you could say at face value, Taboo are the ones that actually made it to the top four in ANZ Cup, and Atletico didn't quite make the cut. They lost out to SYF and Mindfreak as being the one in that group three-way tiebreaker that didn't quite make it. But I mean, that said, like you said, Atletico have kind of a more steady track record. Taboo have made a significant roster change, trading out four members of their roster, only Crude being the one who has actually played for Taboo in last Pro League. But that said, Atletico have had their fair share of roster changes. Imorin actually used to play with Crude on the old Taboo. He's now been on Atletico for a while now. But aside from that, I think it's only Silex, Todd, and Neophyter who are the kind of the core three who played last season of Pro League for Atletico.
Yeah, 100%. So on that note, we might just take a look at what we saw last night as well. Here's the Group A standings. ViewSonic Darksider took down Zero Gaming 0-2, and then Team Tahoot, in a bit of an upset, took down SYF also 0-2. So that's what we're going to be seeing next week, the SYF versus Zero Gaming, and then ViewSonic Darksider versus Team Tahoot. And then tonight, of course, as we just did have a quick look, Mindfreak versus Equinox and Taboo versus Athletico. Taboo versus Athletico being the first one we are going to see. So I believe we are almost ready to start. Teams are just, of course, filing back into the lobby and such. Any real thoughts as to like this final scoreline, or?
I feel like this is going to be a 2-1 either way, and I guess a lot of people say that often. I was a little surprised that yesterday both of our matches were 2-0s, particularly SYF losing out to Team Tahoot 2-0. But that said, I think that this could definitely go either way with Taboo and Atletico here. Definitely going to be a 2-1 in my eyes. These teams are really well matched. In fact, these teams know each other really well. They're good mates. They scrim each other very, very often, and you know there's a lot of banter between them and all that. So I really feel like they know each other quite intimately. When they're coming into a map that they want to play, they're going to know how the other team plays that map. And I guess it's going to be a little bit of kind of whoever just shows up just right now tonight.
Yes, indeed. And so while we're on that topic, let's take a look at the maps we're going to see as well. Border, Consulate, and Clubhouse. Would you say which team won this band phase, or was it pretty even, or what's your thoughts?
I think it's pretty even, honestly. I can see kind of Taboo. It makes sense that Taboo have kind of picked out Border. They've seemed to be pretty dominant on that for quite a long time.
Yes.
That said, Atletico are no chumps on Taboo, and I've seen them perform incredibly strongly on that map, even against Taboo before. Sometimes just riding singly off the back of Todd. He can be an amazing fragger. I know he likes to kind of play a lot of Valkyrie. He likes to sit kind of in the security room and go for lots and lots of runouts. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of that coming out.
100%. And we are heading on into this one in just a moment. Here we go. Sorry. Oh yeah, I accidentally switched back to us. Anyway, so we are going to see Taboo starting out on attack and Athletico starting out on defense. So Border was picked by Taboo, but it's also been a map that Athletico have played quite a lot.
Yeah, and for a long time as well. I'm not seeing... I mean, this can really go either way. I don't know. It's so hard to call, honestly. We're going to see the pretty default bomb site being picked out for Athletico on their first defense, picking out Armory Lockers Archives. 100% the most common one. No real surprise
Oh,
there.
yeah. Nothing too shocking about that, is there?
No, I mean, we've seen a lot of teams do, so for example, VSDS, VSonic Darksided, really enjoy doing that CCTV hold and opening up these walls of fountains, but we're seeing a much more kind of default setup from Athletico. Looks like we'll be having a mirror inside of fountain there, a bit of barbed wire and a bit of ADS is going on in archives.
Yep.
And I think that Todd's actually going to be doing exactly what I was saying.
Getting those Valkyrie cameras running outside, being aggressive.
I think so, and look, I think that this could honestly be a make or break for the start of the momentum for one of these teams. If Todd manages to get a 2 or 3K running out here, and I've seen him do that before, then, oh man, Taboo are going to be in for a rough ride, starting out right at first, at step 1.
No worries. So we probably should just go over the lineups as well. That's something I forgot to do. We've got on the side of Taboo, Crude, who was the original member of Taboo, and then we've got Strider, Northix, Jam, and Joey coming in. And then, of course, for Athletico, we've got Derpy, Emo, Solix, Neo, and Todd. So, as you said, Neo, Todd, and Solix, all original members. Emo Rin used to play on Taboo in their old roster from the first Pro League we had in the ANZ region, but he's moved over to Athletico, and I'd have to say, like, it's not really been a negative or a positive for either team, has it?
I definitely agree. I mean, of course, Taboo had a rough struggle trying to reform their roster with only one of their previous members. At the same time, agree with me in saying Imorin's not quite as intimidating as he used to be since he has joined Athletico.
And what do you think that's attributed to? Any thoughts, or?
I really can't put my finger on it. He's always been a nutty player, one of the most amazing shots in the ANZ region, but at the same time, he just hasn't been fragging out quite as well as he used to since joining Athletico. And I'm not quite sure exactly why, but it looks like we're going to have Todd sticking here inside of security CCTV, but
yeah,
as you can see, it's going for the officer's push.
Well, one thing I was thinking of looking at, here we go. Joey's gonna deagle Neo, but Derpe with the reply. Alright, so Joey get played aggressive on by Neo, and Derpe there for the refrag. That's good. But what I was going to say is this push is set up for a very east side push. They're not taking control of security, Taboo. So they're doing something that, you know, we see fairly, not as often as we see some of the other pushes.
I guess so, but at the same time, these days, I feel like I see far more of these officer side pushes, particularly from Taboo. Like every time I cast one of their matches, they're pushing from this side. And usually they're using quite a lot of grenades from Strider in order to get rid of this position here inside of Fountain. But Immerin in a little bit of a difficult position. He's just saving his shock wires. He can very easily bandit trick this. And if Taboo don't think of a creative way to get past this, then that's going to be the end for them.
Yes, they've really stalled out here. They have to use some utility to try and force them out, and they have mirrors to contest with here. Crude has found Derpy. That one's going to sail over the top, and it's going to take down Emo Rin, just as Crude has also taken down Derpy. So, Solix and Todd, the remaining two members. There's a C4 from below for Todd, beautifully caught there, and that's going to finish off Todd. That is... Crude. I mixed their names up. I put them together. But that was the thermite. Yes. But they do have... Yes.
Oh no, Strider at team kill. Jam just runs straight through. Northix finds Silex. There's only one left. Strider now holding the shotgun out. And Todd has his Nidus plan. But Strider's going to clean him up. And that's the first round on the board for Taboo here on board. A successful attack onto the archives.
Yes, beautifully done there by... Taboo. It looked a bit shaky to start off with, but honestly, they did end up getting past the obstacles. Which, you know, the first one was that mirror window. The second one was Todd from below. He got one, but that's all he was able to have. But it got down to a 2-on-2 in the end, and that's a bit worrying.
It was very close. Yeah,
yes.
Joey being taken out so early really stalled them out a bit. They didn't quite have the teeth that they needed holding that angle from the archives balcony. But at the same time, I feel like for most teams, the most difficult obstacle in their way would have been Imorin, the bandit, inside of Fountain. But Taboo just have Strider there to throw his grenades, and he always finds his target.
Oh, yeah. It was a very nice throw, wasn't it? Imorin had nothing he could do, stuck in the corner of Fountain.
Yeah. And we're going to be having Strider now playing the mirror. He is a little bit of a mirror and Buck main. He likes C4 and the grenades. He's quite a projectile kind of guy. And,
oh, yeah.
He's going to be playing the anchor in this one. Northix here with the bandit. Looked like he's tempted to go for a bit of a run out. You know, Northix, one of those players who really does like to do those kind of the cheeky runouts, the cheeky spawn picks, getting that early advantage, and kind of just it's a little bit of a kind of display of dominance, I guess you could say, that some particular players and some particular personalities really like to get that early advantage and kind of say, look,
yes,
I'm not even going to give you a chance out of spawn.
Yeah, going on about the idea behind a buck main, like I was talking to someone about it, and they were saying that, you know, teams have to have a dedicated player to play the buck. It's not something you can switch between roles like other ones, because learning that gun does take a lot of work. It's not something that an average person can just pick up on the fly.
And on top of that, I mean, buck is one of the most complicated and difficult operators to learn, in my opinion. Just the vertical play from above and below is very, very difficult to master. Like you said, the C8 has one of the most difficult recoils to control in the game. And on top of that, grenades, well, you've really got to learn how to do that right as well. Athletico very quickly and very early on in the round are going to be using their Hibana pellets to open up the walls of the armory. Interesting, we've got one crouch hole and one just a view line of sight hole more into the middle.
Yeah, very interesting that they don't have a thermite here, but it's no biggie right now, as they have opened up the armory wall perfectly enough. No one trying to deny that at all from Taboo, which is a tad interesting.
I think we've got Northix though inside a fountain, so him, you know, using the bandit batteries isn't in a position to try and bandit trick that, as he was probably expecting to be bandit tricking the fountain. Todd though playing the Ash, making a lot of kill holes. Strider trying to look through these angles through the floor. And it looks like Todd potentially getting, well, I'm guessing Athletico looking to time their push and potentially go for a very aggressive way in here, but they don't have the Hibana to get rid of that mirror. But Derper there finds crew. That's the Valkyrie off the board and the IGL for Taboo.
Yes, beautifully done. There's drones are going to come on out, spot out some of these defenders' positions, and so Northix is going to make sure that they can't get into Fountain. That seems to be the plan.
Yeah, and it looks like we're having the push starting to come out. Emo throwing a nade as well. That one's actually going to injure Strider, but Taboo, Athletico not going to know about it. The second nade might just find him.
You'd say so, but it seems to have disappeared. Maybe an ADS system caught that one, as Strider is still alive. It looks like Northix is trying to get this flank on, as he wants to push into security, make sure he can deny anyone from there. And there comes the revive, but Todd, he's going to rush on in after flashing on in.
No.
There's two. He's gotten two, but he hasn't got the third one, as Jam's going to go for two of his own, and Derpe will trade back onto Northix. Up to Jam now, and Neofighter will find that frag. And that is the round going to Athletico there.
A solid effort there from Jam, but he would have had to ace that in order to clutch it. And yeah, really interesting, both sides. We didn't see the smoke disruption, the Ying disruption. We just saw Athletico open up a couple holes, force themselves in there with their stun grenades, and then find the kills.
Yeah, 100%. So it goes 1 for 1. Pretty standard, you would say. Start, nothing too surprising just yet. Like, these teams are obviously very evenly matched, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we're in for a long and very, very narrow best of 3 here between these two teams. We're having Taboo now going to be defending the top floor. Athletico once again defending the top floor. Taboo attacking the same site. After just 2 rounds, we can see kill distribution. Todd and Derper being the ones for their side, getting a few kills that is in the round. And as we can see, very, very much the same hold that we saw last time from Athletico.
Yeah, indeed. So 2 attack wins. The first attack was pretty dominant from Taboo. That one was looking good. Jam, he did step up with a double kill, but it felt like when he did that, it was too late for the defenders in that last round.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, like you said, Todd using that C4 from below was really a nice move. The last round managed to take out the thermite and prevent the opening of that archives wall, but at the same time, that one frag didn't mean a lot in the larger context of what else happened in the round. Now, interesting, not actually having a reinforcement on that desk wall. I guess the mirror itself is on the armory wall. And as you can see, it's going to be Todd actually sitting in an armory this time, not extending himself into CCTV.
So it looks like they're going to play aggressive on that mirror. They have reinforced the walls in security as well. So that's just, if the attackers want to go there, they're going to have to use charges on that wall, or they're going to have to take it from the angle in which Todd's going to play aggressive on.
Oh, wow. We've actually had Joey be injured one game. Joey having a lot of trouble playing this Blackbeard.
Oh.
He's going to get finished off by Silex as well. Doesn't manage to do, once again, Joey, 2 times in a row. I've never seen him be quite this, struggle quite this much with that position. He's usually quite a very confident Blackbeard, but Athletico seem to know exactly what he does and just manage to take him down before he can really have an impact at all.
Yes, indeed. So, that was also Silex peeking aggressively on the smoke. Not normally advised, but when you make it work, that's alright. And you know, talking about making it work, Strider, beautiful nade, takes down Neofighter. So, funnily enough, Jaeger dying to a nade, I think that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that we see. Well, I mean, it's just the irony. I mean, you know, everyone loves a little bit of irony there, but as you can see, Emo Rin once again being this obstacle here inside of Fountain, juggling this mirror.
Alright then. So this is aggressive. We're going to see the Buck run straight up to the mirror, and he's just going to chill back for a bit. Toss a nade over. I think Emo should be right. Yep, that's taken by the ADS. Sorry, what were we going to say, Dev?
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of this situation. So the ADS caught that one. They're trying to get rid of the ADS with the Thatcher, but Emo's gonna peek. But a drop shot from Strider, even at that range, the ACOG winning the fight.
Yeah, it looks like Emo overflicked there. It's a 4-on-3 now. The players in Fountain got taken down, but Derpa is gonna find 2. They line up for him, pushing down on the catwalk. So man advantage switched around just like that. As now it's Strider and Jam with 20 seconds to try and get things done. They have to go and grab the diffuser, which is outside, and now it's up to Jam as Strider is going to meet his demise elsewhere.
And he's got gas grenades to walk through as well. No Thatcher grenades remaining at all. 1 inside of Archives, 1 versus 3. Going to inhale some of those toxic babes. Finds Silex, but there's 2 more, and he doesn't have time to plan. He's going to have to go for each one of these kills. Derpa doing some pre-fires, though.
That doesn't matter.
No time to plan when there's still Todd alive.
Yeah, he did get downed, but in the end, no harm, no foul. He was just wasting time announcing his position. Jam knew that he was too close to be able to stick a plant without it getting pushed. So he had to go for it, and in the end, that's to his demise. So that's a defender win now, finally.
Derpa's doing a really great job for his team so far. Derpa being one of the newer additions to Athletico, of course, wasn't in the Pro League roster last season, played formerly for Dead Set, I believe, and now has moved over to Athletico for quite some time. But in my eyes, he wasn't really a standout player on the Athletico roster. I always thought that, you know, Todd, Neofighter maybe, but even Emo Rin, really kind of the more prominent players. But Derpa really showing himself to be a formidable force on that mirror. A lot of people think, oh, right, anchor support, you don't have to frag. I mean, you know, they don't frag. They're not fragging operators. But Mirror's Vector is one of the best weapons in the game. It has an amazing fire rate. It does a decent chunk of damage. And the recoil is very manageable. And managing to get a 2K like that, I was very impressive and a great job to Derpa for that.
Yeah, I'd say it's more of the fact that it's got high fire rate. It does 20 damage a bullet, which is nothing. Right, but you know, headshots are where headshots are where it's at, and then you know, 5 bullets is all it needs to kill someone. You know, you can shoot that in what, half a second, if that. Like that gun's it's like a lead line that's coming out of the end of the gun.
Yeah, exactly, and doesn't have the recoil that some other weapons, like for example, it's much stronger. And as you can see, we've got Strider trying to bait out the Twitch drones with this mirror placement. He is going to finally put it down, though, but they're very much aware that it appears Athletico do like bringing the Twitch, and they're trying to bait out those drones. Neofighter playing that push didn't manage to find the mirror last time, but it didn't even matter. Athletico had a very comfortable push into the side. All it required was Todd flashing in and taking out Strider behind that mirror. And the refrag just came too late, and they're prepping to do the exact same thing so far. Strider has his ADS. It's not going to get taken out. He has 2 ADSs. At the same time, I don't think those ADS will necessarily catch a stun grenade thrown directly in front of the mirror.
Yeah, well, as you can see, gonna try and deny the bandit trick here from with the Twitch drone, but that was to no effect as that Northix did get that.
Oh, Neo gets it. He actually managed to pop the mirror with the Twitch drone.
Nice.
Managed to bandit trick one charge, but overall, that's a loss for the defenders. Losing that Twitch drone. Neophyte coming in again with the Twitch, going to try and take out some ADSs potentially. I'd say that's the next high priority. Todd looking to go below now.
Yeah, well, what I'm liking right now is the fact that I just really noticed Todd's back on the Ash.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing Ash last time. I guess a lot of people, Ash has kind of slipped off the radar in favor of operators that bring a bit more utility. But we've got Ash, Buck, and Zafir. I would say 3 operators that share a common, some common utility in terms of the vertical ability of destruction. But they're bringing all 3, and they're all great fragging operators. As you can see, stun grenades and the concussion mines from that lifeline coming out are going to start disrupting Strider sitting in here. Strider getting absolutely abused right now.
Yeah. Here we go.
Northix gets taken down. Neo's actually going to go for the plant. Silex pushes in and 3 frags quickly as Jam gets taken all up to Crude. Crude in a 1 versus 4. He's taking out the first kill, but he has 4 more to find. Oof. And a nice nutty 1-tap from Imorin with that suppressed C8 is going to finish off that round for Athletico.
Yeah, very nicely done by Athletico. I was thinking this is setting up to be a strong attack, but it could go, you know, 6s and 7s any moment. But you know, they missed the C4 just, the one that was set up to deny them pushing in through the door. And then they just got the frags on the entrance, and it was all up to Crude in the 1-on-4, 1-on-5, or whatever it was. That was very nicely done by Athletico.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we've got a 1-3 lead for Athletico on Taboo's map, no less. This doesn't bode too well for Taboo now going on for the rest of this best of 3 if they can't even establish an early lead on their first map.
Yeah, well, I suppose the silver lining here is it is Athletico's pick. This is obviously one of Athletico's better maps, as I said.
But this was Taboo's pick.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Taboo picked this one. Atletico picked Consulate. So yes, this Atletico's better maps, but Taboo thought they were confident and comfortable taking them to this as well.
Well, I was thinking Consulate is this very strong map for Taboo, whereas I haven't really seen too much of it from Atletico. So, alright.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it goes either way. Both of these teams can be quite similar in a lot of ways, and they both, I guess, they're used to scrimming each other. They're used to playing each other's maps very, very often.
Yeah, well,
I guess it can go either way, honestly.
Well, we are going to see another top floor again. Of course, next round we are not, finally, as the mold has been broken from what we've seen so far. 4 rounds, it's not too much, but Athletico clawing an early advantage here.
Yeah, now they're going to have to be defending the secondary bomb site of Ventilation and Workshop. And that's going to mean that we're having... well, I guess we're going to... It's the first time we're seeing this kind of defense and this interpretation. And likewise, the first time we have a look at how Taboo decide to deal with this. So now, Taboo's push for the top floor is something that you can very much do when defending the bottom floor as well. You just start by taking offices and work from there. And it looks like that's what's happening. As you can see, Imorin, instead of in Fountain, he's going to be inside of Archives. And now Strider with his grenades can do just as much work onto Imorin in this position as he could when Emo was inside of Fountain.
Yeah, and that's why the Jaeger's so important.
Exactly. Neophyte are there to support, in my eyes, Jaeger, an incredibly important operator on this map because those grenades are just so useful.
Yep, they are player killers. And on that note of Neophyte, though, look at him, he's gone down to half HP. Joey's finally made it on top of the bus area at the air conditioner, so he'll be very happy that he's not dead yet.
Oh. Meanwhile, Strider tricks himself back. This man is unstoppable. I mean, he gets taken down, but from the grave, this man, no one can stop this guy's coconuts. They're just going everywhere. But with that, that's a mirror for a buck. And now we're going to have Jam getting rid of these. So the problem is here, Jam's getting rid of these batteries, but at the same time, we've lost the grenades from Taboo, and Emo is still there, comfortably sitting inside, comfortably able to bandit trick that. And Todd's still here with so much intel. He's and no, Emo fumbles the bandit trick, and that's going to let Crude get off that C4. But look at how much contention there still is up on the top floor.
He realized,
Todd, Neophyte, Emo ring.
He didn't have enough time to get the charge down. the thermite charge had already started, and so he was a bit too late in that regard. He's fallen off the angle though, but he's wasted a lot of time. There's 50 seconds to go. That was close.
Imorin, wow. Almost managed to get the wallbang there onto Jam. And
Todd's going to have to get out of here.
Yeah, but at the same time, even if Todd takes a gunfight and loses, at this stage, he's done so much. Well, I guess the side of Athletico have done so much, wasted so much time. Taboo have run out of intel. You saw Joey's Jam drone going in there, but Neo on top of the server is going to take out one Jam refrags. But Todd here, 18 seconds. Taboo have no time, and Todd's still upstairs. They can't try and collapse onto site. They're going to have to go for frags. Jam drops down. He's going to take out Silex, but an instant refrag from Imorin takes down Northix. Emo trying to get back on site, finds Joey, and now it's all up to Jam, and Todd's going to take him down from above. And looks pretty strong for Athletico, just Taboo not having the time that they needed.
Yeah, very well played from Athletico. They stalled out way too much time. Taboo was probably just a little too slow. And in the end, it came down to them scrambling for the plant, I should say. And we're on match point.
Yeah, and so early and on Taboo's map. Like I said, I feel like both of these teams incredibly strong on all these maps. Both of these teams know each other very well. But when it's coming down to it, Athletico are showing up and Taboo are not.
Yeah, and on that note I was making earlier, Todd on the Ash. In the first season of Pro League, after Athletico did win the Cup beforehand, Todd had changed over to playing a Thatcher role, more of support. I think their coach wanted him to play less Ash, and that's really where they fell off. And now, Todd's back on the Ash today, and they are showing up.
Todd, in my eyes, is one of the strongest fraggers in the scene. He, on his Valkyrie, on even Dockerby, you can see him play Dockerby sometimes, and with that SMG-12, he's a menace. So his high fire rate guns, he's just so agile and so precise in his shots.
Yes, indeed, and he shuns the ACOGs as well, which I like.
Yeah. I know you're quite a perpetuator of the reflex and the hollow life, aren't you, Mikey?
Oh, just the reflex and red dot. I don't like hollow.
Oh really?
No.
That's interesting.
Like what I do when I use the hollow, right, is I end up using the big outer circle to aim with, and I'm like, why aren't my shots hitting? Because I got to use the tiny dot. It just puts me off having like two sights like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I've found that as well.
I'm just bad.
Personally I find the reflex to be one of the cleanest sights in the games, converting to that, and in anything but the longest and tightest of engagements, I find that that's the sight that I want to have on my weapon.
Well, regardless of that, we are into this round now. Potentially, we'll be seeing Consulate in just 3 minutes, as this round has been underway for 40 seconds.
Yeah, and Taboo as well, having to defend their secondary bomb site. Now, the only positive I can see out of this for Taboo is the fact that we haven't seen how Ath attack this one, and it's possible that all of Ath's practice has gone into attacking the top floor, and perhaps they're not quite as confident in the floor below. But Neophyter, he thought he got that mirror, but he didn't actually manage to get it. Athletico really using the Twitch to its fullest extent, but in this case, it just didn't manage to find its target.
I really don't like having to rely on a Twitch to make your strategy work.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. At the same time, though, if you can make it work, there are some really great techniques that you can employ in order to ensure it working. But I like the fact that Taboo have actually put two mirrors on this side, one on the aggressive position and one inside the desk.
Yeah.
And it's just testament to the fact that they know how Athletico push this, similar to Athletico knowing that Taboo always pushed officers. But the thing is now, as you can see, Athletico have decided, all right, look at all this utility on this side, let's rotate around. And that's a great mark, a mark of a great team. A team with a lot of chemistry.
Too late though.
A lot of strong IGLing.
Way too late. A minute on the clock now. Yeah, way too late.
Oh, but that's the first kill on the board. Todd managing to take down Jam, and that's no trade back. Yes, you can waste 2 minutes, and that's no good. But at the same time, if you manage to get 1, 2, 3 kills with no refrag or almost no refrag, and you manage to take the ground that you need so quickly and efficiently, then well, it doesn't matter that you wasted 2 minutes because you're doing 2 minutes worth of work in about 30 seconds.
Yep. Well, there is now 40 seconds to go. Northeast has taken a bit of damage, but once again, it looks like Taboo are just holding their ground and Athletico aren't doing anything about it. They're saying you can have the archives area. We don't care about that, as we do have a trade. Derpe for Crude. That's a 1-for-1 straight up trade, but Neophyter's there with another of his own. It's now a 2-on-4. Northix's Strider, both playing from above, are going to have to do something about defending this downstairs bomb site. Diffuser's gone down as well. Wow, when did that happen? As Todd's going to finish off Northix's. Oh, to Strider. I think this is GG right here, right now. And indeed it is. Emo Ren takes down Strider, and Athletico take this map.
And so dominantly as well in a 5-1 fashion. Not something that I personally would have expected. That was Taboo's map. And they're just not looking strong enough on it. Atletico really knowing what they're doing, and even Taboo only managed to steal away one round, and it was their attack.
Yeah, so we saw it go 1-for-1. Yeah, we saw it go 1-for-1, and we're like, okay, these two teams are going to be very even, but then Athletico really put in the paces and just took it away.
And both Todd and Derpa really highlighting the fragging for the side, 8 and 8 each. Really, really great job for them. And wow, that's I'm impressed at the moment from Athletico. I think they're showing themselves to be very, very strong so far. We thought was going to be something incredibly close is now coming out to be something that's so Athletico sided. And now your theory was that perhaps Consulate's a map that Athletico are not quite as good on.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
Maybe it's just something they've been keeping a bit in the out of the scenes, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I suppose, you know, I used to think Borders Athletico's strongest map, right? But then we saw them get 5-0'd by Mindfreak on it in like the first season of Pro League, and I was like, oh no, maybe not. So, yeah. Anyway, who knows? I think we're about to start into the next one as well, of course, straight away. Looking forward to Consulate though. Who's...
Honestly,
Sorry, you go.
I'm not quite sure which way this is going to go. It's just that the thing is, when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter who's got the better strats. Strats are great, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Individual plays are great. But at the same time, if everything goes out the window because you're flummoxed, because you don't show up tonight, because you're not feeling it, because you didn't get enough of a warm-up, then it doesn't matter whose map it is. It doesn't matter how strong your strategies are. You're not going to win.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, it doesn't fill me with confidence in Taboo because they lost so convincingly for that first one. I feel like Athletico have the upper hand here, despite the fact that I know Taboo quite comfortable here on Consulate.
Yes, 100%. But this time we are going to have Athletico starting out on the attack and Taboo starting out on defense.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see exactly which kind of defense sites we see, because I know, particularly from Taboo, we've seen quite a lot of lobby picked out. I believe it was also SYF, correct me if I'm wrong, not quite sure about that one, that we saw a lot of lobby from. Quite a few teams are now starting to favor that bomb site over other bomb sites, and I think it's a testament to the fact that, you know, when you go to the lower ground, you know, the lower floor bomb sites and players have to do a roam clear, you can delay a lot of time just by having a presence upstairs and then managing to maybe get a frag or two and then just getting out of there.
Alright, well, we are into Consulate now. So a bit of a change up on the roles you'll see now, almost immediately. Different operators getting picked. What's standing out to you the most?
Northix on the pulse is not something I'd see a lot of in terms of defense, but otherwise it's pretty much the same vibe we see from almost every time. But as for the attackers, Todd bringing that IQ.
Yes.
Now, IQ is a fantastic pick on this map. Obviously, the cameras being so useful, and not only the cameras, but also we can see Northix on the pulse. Now, if Athletico become aware of this, they're going to be able to use that IQ scanner to its fullest potential. And yeah, as you can see, Todd being completely aware of the fact that there is a pulse. Northix getting a little bit frustrated not being able to find that drone out. And, Ying as well, I think, is another prominent pick. We haven't seen her so far in today's match, but
interesting to see Todd's gone for the org.
Look, I used to be a massive fan of the org, and I use it,
but a lot of people don't.
I recently converted to the commando and tried to go for the org the other day, and it just felt wrong. That said, I personally think they're both good weapons. I say good as in not fantastic, but good.
The one thing I don't like about it is it takes so long to ADS with.
Yeah, that's true. Oh wow, we might potentially even see a cheeky. This is like really old school.
Oh, they know he's here though. They've opened the hatch.
Okay, this could go either way. Inside is going to drone him out. Athletico with their droning is working so well. And Emarin, if he wished to do so, he could actually open up holes in the floor and start trying to find out Northix.
Yeah, well, I suppose Buck's also a pretty interesting pick on Consulate. Maybe not so much if they go downstairs, but it is top floor, so I understand.
Yeah, Northix on the roam here, still downstairs. However, he's got that UMP, not kind of weapon that you would say typically is favored by someone like Northix. But as you can see, Derpa is actually going to drone him out. Emo and Todd looking to push him now, and he's just not ready. Shots almost coming out, and from 3 guys here. Athletico have their droning and clearing down.
That was beautiful, yeah. Northix had nowhere to go. He really needed to book it as soon as like the first drone discovered where he is.
In my eyes, the only thing that Northix could have hoped for in that situation was trying to take the first one, getting a kill, and then dying.
Well, talking about kills, Crude, he's replied straight onto Todd. That didn't last long, and he hasn't done anything about these cameras that are gathering this information.
Yeah, wow, that's... I think that Crude's cameras are... He's one of the best in the biz when it comes to Valkyries, and
yeah,
if you don't punish that, if you don't kind of, like, take care of that with your IQ, the direct counter, then you're really missing out on a severe opportunity.
Yeah, well, Crude has taken a bit of damage. He's down to probably about a third health, and Jam's going to finish off near fight before Emo in with that suppressed C8 is replied onto Crude. Oof. Nade's going to go past Strider, who wants to aggress in a position that they wouldn't really expect him to peek from, as it's now a 3-on-3. 20 seconds to go as well. A lot of this round was spent hunting Northix, and Emo is aware that someone might be here, but Strider, he's going to get the peek. Jump on in, and Strider with another. It's all up to Silex, who is on the bomb site. He's going to start going for the plant with 15 seconds to go. I wonder how aware they are of this, because he is getting this down uncontested at the moment. Could we see the 1-on-3 from Silex? Is in a good position for it. C4 is going to come on out, not do anything. He's going to aggress. That's one, but he can't get the second. That is the round going to Taboo, and very nicely done.
Wow, I'm so impressed by it, particularly the 2K from Strider. I really think that was the turning point, getting those frags out. It looks so close for Athletico. They really well managing to take down Northix like that, and then their captain of Todd fell to Crude with, I think it was a nice run out, but coming by the end of it, some great follow-up from the rest of Taboo. Really managed to make the difference. And Silex, I thought Silex could have done that 1-3, but it's not impossible, but it is insanely difficult.
Yeah, I suppose Athletico started off really well hunting the Roma, but then, you know, you were praising them for their drone work there, but then their drone work really fell apart. Like Strider, he pushed up pretty much uncontested. No one had an idea he was there, and he got 2 frags for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Strider as well. I think it's important to note that he was challenging onto, I believe it was Emarin with the suppressor on the C8. And this is, we're talking about, they were within touching distance. Hollow's going to win that every time.
Oh yeah. Interesting that you see an ACOG on Buck. It's not so much you see as often.
And the irony there is that both of the Buck mains for these teams, Strider and Emarin, use that ACOG. I personally find the reflex a little bit easier to handle, but sometimes when it comes down to it on the attackers, I find that ACOG versus reflex just depends on what map you're coming down and what. When you've got like a really set strat, I guess you could say, you have an idea of what your role is within the team for a particular map.
Oh yeah,
you know which kind of angles you're going to be contesting and which you aren't. So if you know you're not going to be contesting any long angles, 100% go for a one-time sight. Otherwise, you might need the ACOG to actually win those tight angles.
Yeah, 100%. Well, so that is Taboo picking up the first round, as they did on Border as well. So...
Yeah.
What do you think of this mirror here, though?
Well, I actually am not so much fan. I like the idea, but I personally feel like anyone who... I would hope anyone who sees it... Seeing jam on the glass, that's not something I've seen before. But speak on that mirror, I'll give my 2 cents. I don't think that... If anyone repels on bathroom window and sees that that's there, they're not going to push there. And that's making the mirror pretty much useless. Yeah,
well, I like the reinforcements they've got set up, and then they've also got like a rotate hole into the stairwell. It's going to allow the mirror to pretty much hold off those stairs. You know, you really need a crossfire if you're going to go for this kind of push. So you either need to put someone on connector or someone on bathroom. So it's really cutting off a lot of that, and I like it. But they have taken a lot of damage. Todd's low, Solix is low. Oh, and that grenade.
Oh, wow. Nice nade there from Strider. Whether he's playing Buck or the IQ, he does the job well. Todd's wanting to peek this, but oh, Jam's going to spot it out on the drone, and Strider finishes that up. But that's the last nade as well for Taboo.
Well, now
I really like in terms of lineup what we're seeing from Taboo as well.
Yeah, those nades have really been instrumental
Just
for
like
them so far.
The Blackbeard, which we know that they're so comfortable with from Joey, and on top of that, we're seeing the Ying Glaz being embraced. It's taken them a long time to kind of actually make a use of that Glaz, but they're finally figuring it out.
Yeah, and so this is where that player on the mirror should have been denying the player on the square stairs right now. As Northix will finish off Todd as well, and I think this is looking great for Taboo. They're a 5-on-3 advantage. They have the bomb site. They're going to be going for the plant in just a moment. Northix has got that on board. Here come all the smokes, the Yings, everything. All the utility coming on out. Strider's going to find another one. That's Emo Rin. Going to see Jam on the Glaz, spot out Neofighter, and it's all the 1-on-5 now. Derpe. He's got his Echo drones, but he can't deny for that long, and they are going to be hunting and pushing. Wallbang's coming on out. He hasn't been tagged at all, but that is Diffuser confirmed. So, can he do the 1-on-5 in 40 seconds and go for the defuse? I do not like his chances.
I don't think even one of the greatest Echo players in the world, that is Redeemer, could manage this one, but Derpe is starting off strong with a nice headshot onto Northix. 4 more to find, and time is just ticking away. He's paranoid of someone at Spiral Stairs, and Joey with the Blackbeard is going to say, look, I'm not even giving you another second in this world, as he finds his head and cleans up a second round for Taboo.
Well, that was a nice shot.
Nice angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. It's looking pretty strong so far for Taboo. We saw the start of last map being trading rounds, but so far Taboo have both successfully defended and attacked the console offers.
Yep. So, Taboo going 2-0 up. They only got 1 round last map, and they've doubled that up in the first 2.
Yeah, and I mean, your theory was that Taboo are very comfortable on Consulate. Interesting to see if we do have both of these teams' maps go in the opposite direction for their picks. You're gonna have Garage now being picked out. My theory of it, if we are seeing a lobby defense, not coming out so far. I mean, we've seen Taboo take it quite a lot, but I guess they're just not feeling it at the moment. And with the level of dominance that they've had on their top floor, I'm not too surprised. The question is, are they able to do the same on this floor right here? Thanks for a look at Derpe's KD. Derpe, a bit of an insane player, doing some great work. Cheers for that one, Sky.
All right. However, so we are going to the basement. I like to think that you know, Taboo could pick any bomb site they really want to. Like they just like to keep the opponents guessing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they ever set like first choice, second choice, and go back and forth. I think they just go, what should we go for right now, boys? I'm feeling this one.
And that's what I really like about Consulate as well. You have to have an operator lineup and a strategy that will work for every single site, because you have no idea what's picked first, what's going to be picked second.
Right then. Drones all coming on out. What was that, sorry?
We're having the same lineup for Athletico
as
we saw last time. I think that Hibana was... No, exactly the same lineup.
Yes.
No Hibana.
This is a thing that Athletico do. They have the same operator lineup no matter what bomb site they're attacking, because you can never really guess, and you know they're never going to find themselves short. So they make sure all their strategies can work with all 5 operators they play.
The only downside to that I can say is that you might miss out on some of the more really specific operators like Laz, but Emo ran a really nice angle through the floor here. I haven't seen this one used before.
No, me either, and Jam is playing around there. So
I like this. Jam just making himself a nice head height hole to look through. Anyone peeking from the other side is going to immediately pre-fire that, but at the same time, at the very least, it's a distraction. Todd using this IQ sensor, trying to find some on-site utility, I think.
Yeah, so Todd's not playing Ash this one, he's playing IQ, which is another 3-speed, and I feel like, you know, he was on Thatchy, was on Twitch, him picking up the 3 speeds again, it really adds to his fragging potential.
Definitely, and I mean, even on Dockerby, which is a 2-speed, 2 armor, he managed to that one off, in my experience. Anyhow, the pressure vertical play coming down now as Imorin and Todd's actually trying to take out the bandit tricks. Silex managed to pop off his first thermite charge, opening the garage up. 2 minutes down, though, there's a lot of time been taken by Athletico, and the real question is, are Taboo really strong in their disruption that they're going to just not give Athletico anything?
Well, I want to know if they're going to pop the hatches, and, you know, that's almost immediately denied as Silex is going to use both his charges. But yeah, both those hatches are closed, so it's going to be a very one-dimensional push from Athletico.
I think that Taboo can actually close this one out. They've got at least 2 members. They've got 3 smokes, and they've got the Echo drone as well. The main Valkyrie camera watching the bomb plant spot has been taken down, but no doubt the Yokai is somewhere nearby.
Oh yeah, but here come the utility right now. Smoke's going out. The Ying Candelas are surely soon to follow. Plant is going to be going down. Yep.
It's happening successfully as well. Strider's not denying it.
Yep.
Oh no, Strider had his Echo drone there, but the smoke just completely covered it. Strider trying to look. Emo finds Joey, but not gets to reply. Onto Todd. Derpev trading some shots. The Emo finds a second one. Jam finds Derpev, but Emo a third. This man is insane. 3 swift kills from through the floor. The third with the pistol. Jam and Strider now having to retake this one in a 2 versus 3.
Yep.
And it looks grim for Taboo.
Oh yeah, this is a tough situation to come back from. There is Emo Rin still above as Strider is going to find him, however, but they just have to play range onto the bomb diffuser. Strider has noticed, but he can only see the foot of one at distance. He's going to have to try and long arm this one while it's being covered. Silex is going to take him one down, and Neo Fighter with the other one. That's Athletico picking that one up fairly nicely.
Honestly, honestly, the single thing that it came down to was the fact that Taboo just didn't disrupt it enough. They had smokes, they had C4, they had a Yokai drone, but they just couldn't see through the smoke. And that's all that it took. Joey's, I mean, it's a large area that you can plant in and stay completely covered by the black car. And Joey's first gas didn't manage to make it, and that's, in my eyes, the singular reason why Athletico won.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, planting right in the smoke, it's so hard for the Yokai to deny it through that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is quite a difficult throw. You can pre-place some throws, but at the same time, the range of that gas is not particularly large. And you probably need at least 3 in order to cover the entire garage area, maybe 2 if you space them out really well. But at the same time, it's just a little bit disappointing to see the fact that we had 2 C4s, 3 gas, and a Yokai, and the only thing out of all that utility that could have disrupted the plant that actually got used was 1 gas.
Yeah, so perhaps, like, you know, while the smoke's down, you throw out all your throwables, right? There's now 20 seconds left once the smoke's faded and your smoke's faded, and you can just use the Yokai to finish it off.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Strider didn't even fit. He was on his Echo drone directly above the planter watching, but I guess he just couldn't see through the...
Attackers recovered the... Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Alright then.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
So we're going to see
yeah.
Joey on Blackbeard and Jam on the Glaz once again. Very similar roles almost.
I mean, I guess a lot of people kind of perceive it that way. In my eyes, Glaz has...
You've completely cut out. Yeah, there we go. Yep.
In my eyes, Glaz has really evolved into a lot more unique kind of operator. He's not like Blackbeard. Blackbeard, you sit on a, I would say, a bare angle, an angle without smoke, and you dominate that angle. Anyone could peek you, but you're going to win that fight because that's your job. Whereas Glaz's weapon is not going to win any straight up fights. As Neophyte is trying to demonstrate, but Jam, the timing, he decides to get out of there. But you know, the purpose of the Glaz is to utilize and abuse these one-way angles you can create using smoke. And it looks like Taboo deciding that, all right, maybe let's go for an admin push. It's not what they did last time, but it might work out for them this time.
Yeah, there's not much, like, there's no mirrors over here, which you'd normally see someone playing in break room. Just nothing defending this side of the building, and Taboo are just going to get it for free.
A bomb has been located.
I think that maybe Athletico kind of read into the fact that Taboo don't push this side and said, all right, let's put our utility side. And Taboo, in reverse, just said, oh, well, look, this is open, let's go.
Well, maybe. I've seen a lot of Taboo on Consulate, and I think, you know, they know how to do everything. They adapt perfectly. So, like, you see how they use those smokes to get in. Like, if there was a mirror playing there, they would have smoked the mirror and jumped on in. Like, it was some beautiful stuff from them. And now they are getting ready to push.
They know this map very, very well. The question is now, can they get from this point where they have control over vending to the point where they actually have control over inside? One inside there, and several angles they're going to have to contend with from on the west side. They're going to have to actually take out. Northic's going to be using his Hibana pellets to make a hole into the site.
Yep. Going to make sure they got that crossfire.
Yeah, the only thing that Taboo have to do is keep this up. Oh, and Northic's almost found the head of Derper there. Derper landed a few shots onto him, but Strider's still with about half HP still going. He has the diffuser in hand as well. And Joey actually, Emo in, that's the, oh, and Emo, another one coming up from the spiral stairs with the suppressor means they don't necessarily know exactly where he is. And he has such a close angle onto the site now. Crude doesn't even know where Emo is. And Neo's going to find Crude there. Emo is single-handedly winning this round just from the spot where he is right here. And what looked to be a very dominant round for Athletico. Neo gets down, but so does Jam. And it's all up to Northix in a 1 versus 5. And Northix doesn't even know where to go.
Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate here. As the round finishes off, Northix managed to get 2. It was a very good push from Taboo. It looked really good. Right, and then they... Emo Rin, just from the angle they don't expect, comes up. No one denying that spiral stair at all. Completely shuts down their whole attack.
Emo Rin is the only player I know who runs a suppressor on every single weapon. And you can give him a lot of flack for it. You could say, well, it reduces the damage, increases the recoil. You can't control it. It's not debatable. You can't control the recoil to as effective as an extent as if you had for example, a compensator or something. But at the same time, they would have known, Taboo would have known where Emo Rin was coming from by the first kill, the second kill, third kill. But no, after all that time, they still didn't know where he was. There's no kill cams in competitive play.
Yeah, well, I was surprised that they didn't use some more smoke. Like, they might have used it all by then, or like maybe they need to take some more. Look, just a quick pause. Emo Rin, 7 kills. He's got more kills than the rest of his team combined. So, yeah. Nice one, Sky again.
Having a look at Derper's stats. I mean, you got to give credit to stats like that. Everyone wants to have a look.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, you know, if they could just throw a smoke down in that double door from the spiral stairs, they could throw a smoke down, you know, on the site to plant in, like Athletico did last time. They could throw a smoke into the connected door. Like, there's so many spots they could have thrown a smoke at that they just didn't.
It was a complete brain sludge on the spiral stairs. They just took control of vending, realized long desk was clear, and then forgot about spiral. And that was it. Everyone exposed. Even later in the round after Emo Rin had gotten a 2k, Kud was still facing his back to spiral, completely clueless.
Yep, it's a nice Viacro camera. Pretty much a standard replace for the other one by the front gates. Must have good arms to throw it that far.
Wow, and that was an injure, was it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a move from Emo Rin, managing to take down Strider. The second nade doesn't find it though. Northic's going to go for the risky revive here. Strider manages to get out though, and that's actually really significant. A great job from Emo. Oh, but Emo, through the piece of blindside, just debris is going to take down Northix. The second nade's going to come out, and if this one injures Strider, he's gone. It doesn't though. But Athletico are going to start pushing in here. Been droned out, doesn't manage to even take out the drone. He's going to get pushed onto by Emo Rin. Emo Rin's going to find that kill and a really solid start here. But Neophyter's been downed in reply.
Yeah, I think that was C4 from below, maybe? Or shot through the floor or something. I heard a big explosion.
Sure.
Regardless, he is downed. He is surely going to be picked up. Oh yeah, he already has been. And that was that smoke once again. Perfectly used there. Covering the mirror so they can jump on in. It was, yeah, very nicely done.
And this even scoreline after Taboo took the first 2 rounds is looking to potentially Athletico can take the rest. And what are you doing, Silex? Interesting choice. I've seen people Hibana that wall, haven't seen Thermite that wall, but it does open up some very nice angles getting rid of that vending machine wall.
I don't think there's anything else they want to Thermite though.
Yeah, for sure. Crude actually managing to get a peek outside onto Derper, I believe that was a peek. From below, I think. Maybe even, I'm not quite sure exactly where that was, but that's what Crude does. He runs around the map, uses his cams, integrates all of this information that he can get, and then just takes kills from that. But honestly, things are looking a little bit rough for Taboo at the moment after such a strong start. Atletico they're just far stronger when it comes to droning. And a fight here between Crude and Todd's going to leave Todd on top, and Joey also falls. And now it's a 1 versus 4 for Jan. He gets completely flashed, and Emorin's going to pick him up. And Emorin showing up large today.
Yeah, Emo's doing well. So he was on the 7 kills. What did he get that round? 3, I think? Absolutely insane. So he's reached 10 after 5 rounds. So 2 kills a round. That's not bad. If you like my quick maths.
Quick maths. Honestly, Athletico here are they just do so much more droning late round as well. I'm seeing every time it's the next step for Athletico. They have to make the next step. Drones start swarming out, and they realize where the Taboo players are, and they can facilitate and realize what kind of push they need to do. Whereas when Taboo were in that position, like you saw, they had control of long desk, they had control of vending, and they just needed to push in. They kind of stalled out, and that gave Athletico plenty of time to figure out how they were going to put themselves in a position to disrupt this push, and that was just Emorin coming up the spiral stairs.
Attackers need to locate
Right, so yeah, there we go. 10.
bombs if they can.
10 and 4. Not bad. Especially at this level of play.
Yeah, absolutely. Emo doing some serious stuff here as Athletico decided time to defend the basement. We haven't seen how Taboo decide to... We haven't seen their interpretation of the attack on this site. And I think that could be a real... It's really going to make the difference. It's going to be a real clincher here. This bomb site, I mean, if you want to take full map control because you want to open up Piano, then you have to spend a lot of time clearing roamers if they have them. And you have to watch the rotates back upstairs because teams can do so much damage with the late flanks onto the sites above this site.
Attackers have recovered their
Yeah, well, what I'm liking here is we do have Thermite and we do have Habana. So now we can see the garage opened up and the hatches opened up and lots of angles pressured onto the defenders.
Fairly similar lineup on the defense to what we saw from Taboo on this side. Jam trying to find some cheeky little angles here. I don't actually know if he can find an angle there. Honestly though, we're seeing plenty of disruption on the side of the defense to try and prevent the attack from planting. But Northix has managed to get himself into Piano so early, but this hatch up top is going to be a constant worry in his mind.
Yeah,
Potential that he might get flanked.
I don't think there are any roamers at the moment, but I think that's just set up so people can move up late and then go for the flank all the way to above and shoot down.
bomb has been located.
Yeah, and wow, Strider doing some great work here on the IQ, taking out some of the utility the defenders have placed. I'm not quite sure. That's a bandit battery? Yes, that's a bandit battery by the looks of it. Just trying to find it. It's actually quite difficult to do this on an IQ because there's a lot of metal bars in these line of sight floors. And
you know, something I learned. Something I learned about the metal bars is they always face go north to south. So if you need to line it up, just move across a tiny bit on the north-south axis and shoot through the floor. So, pro tip, guys.
Smarter every day with Monkey Fist, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, he had a bit of trouble getting those, but I think they're all dealt with in the end. Interesting to see no buck. I suppose that's what I'd like to see to help gain control of Piano. Just shoot through the floor in Piano. Maybe Taboo weren't expecting a garage. Maybe they were expecting a lobby.
I guess so, but at the same time, I feel like they're kind of just sticking to what they were doing previously. They don't have a lot of destruction, though, at all on their side. No, not really any dedicated soft destruction operators. They could, I guess, use the glass, but they're not doing that. And they're not really prioritizing this top-down pressure. And you don't have to, but it is one of the most effective ways of taking this out. Northix, what are you doing, man? Okay, Neofighter finds Strider, and Northix looking to potentially drop the kitchen. I'm not quite sure. Neo's going to get aggressive here. It takes down Joey.
Ooh.
That's crazy. That's the Blackbeard off the board, too. And Neo can do so much work here. Jam trying to peek into that, but not managing to land the shots that are needed in order to take him down. Emorin's still here on Spiral Stairs, wanting to go for the flank.
Oh yeah, this is a great position for him. He can get some real work done from here. Especially him and Neo pushing up together. I was expecting a team kill for a sec there. We've perfectly pinched out the garage, but here comes the, the vending machine area, but here comes the plant, the push, as there's 15 seconds. Oh, that's for free.
10 seconds remaining.
It is going down.
But here we have the plant having to go down really quickly here.
And that's the round.
Wow.
Echo completely denies it. There is the refrag, but it matters naught as the time does completely dissipate. And so we can see the Echo drone on the right of the screen there. Beautifully done.
Wow, this is not looking strong for Taboo. Here they are on match point, potentially about to get 2-0. My theory here is be a close play, but I don't know. This is looking pretty grim at the moment.
Yeah, well, I don't know. So the first map we saw Taboo take the first round. In this one, we've seen them take the first 2 rounds, but you know, it seems like Athletico need to spend the first round or so just getting the feel of Taboo, and then they run away with it.
Yeah, well, we've seen 4 straight rounds from Athletico on Consulate here. It's Taboo not managing to scrape a single one in the 4 rounds.
So not what we really expected.
Not at all.
Emo is all the way up to 11 now. Like, Taboo are fragging out, but they just can't deal with Emo Rin. That's the difference.
And they just, like on that last attack, they just took so much time. And it was time that lost them the round. As Echo only had to disrupt the plan at the time won it for them.
Yeah, well, I felt that's why they had the IQ to try and spot the Echo drone out, but they just weren't able to.
10 seconds.
Did it come in at the perfect time?
Yeah, it didn't manage to use everything at once. And it's funny because in contrast, Taboo had set up on their garage defense prevent Athletico from planting the exact same way that Athletico prepped it. But the difference is when Athletico smoked the entire area, Taboo couldn't find the players. They couldn't prevent it. They couldn't disrupt it. Whereas when Taboo smoked it up, it wasn't a problem for the Echo of Athletico to just disrupt that.
Yeah, and here's that Deagle using its 50 caliber rounds to make some destruction on the floor. Looks like Crew's having a bit of trouble with that one. And looking like it's going to be an east side push again into the admin offices.
Yeah, and as you can see, this officer's push, the admin side push. First obstacle they're going to have to contend with is Strider. Now, last time they managed to kill both Strider and Northix when Strider came for the revive. Sorry, when Northix went for the revive onto Strider. There are 4 grenades and 2 asphyxiating bolts from Capital, but Crew's going to take down Emo Rin. An instant refrag from Derper, but that said, Emo Rin's the one who's been fragging out this whole time.
Oh, yes.
And Crew taking... I mean, having Crude off the board, he's going to sit on his cameras and he's going to do his IGL job. While, you know, he's still going to contribute to this round. Whereas in contrast, Emo Rin, his role is fragging. He's such a great fragger. And not the most talkative of people. I mean, he's a great player and he does good comms, but at the same time, it's just not his personality as much to kind of make these calls. So he's going to be contributing a lot less now that he's dead. Northix is actually going to be seeing a lot of intel from up here in the console office, but he's starting to get pressured as his window is getting open.
Oh yeah, he doesn't want to stick around here for too much longer, and he's going to back all the way into Cubby as they were aware he was there, but he's going to survive. Has the push stalled out on the opposite side? Yes, they've completely defaulted to push the west instead after Crew got the first 1-for-1.
Yeah, Neo with this angle here is going to make Northix very, very uncomfortable. Derper's second drone comes out, but Northix managed to get away into a safe position. Derper's still gathering so much intel on that drone though, and Todd going to be pushing up yellow stairs just shortly here. He's going to have to contend with Joey on the smoke. Joey realizes Joey's going to get this kill 100%.
Yep.
And he does. SMG-11, the headshot's going to clean that one up, but the plant is going to be going down shortly. No, Strider takes down Derper, but Silex has been in the site. He gets down. Neophyter finds one on the Strider, but this is a 1 versus 3 as Silex has been injured. Joey finishes him off now. 3 more to find for Neo, and in a crossfire, Joey's going to pick himself up a 3rd kill for the round, and Taboo hanging on to the hope of this series.
Yeah, very nicely done there by Joey on these stairs. Todd was meant to come and counter him, but really all they needed to do is, you know, burn the ADS system there, toss a few nades down there, grab control of it as a team, the square stairs, and then rappel in and try and push to the plant, because that was completely denied by Joey.
Joey really is a bit of a monster on those yellow stairs. He does such a good job. There are so many different ways to counter that, and the thing is that Athletico had 4 grenades and 2 Capital bolts. that they could have used to try and counter the position that Joey was playing. But just didn't happen.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
Right
by
then.
attackers.
So, you know, as we said there, shut down emo and you've got yourself a round.
And it worked, I guess, but yeah, emo getting taken. I don't know how much of that is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it was important taking down Neo, and Neo's been contributing a lot in this, but at the same time...
Did I say Neo? I meant emo.
Sorry, emo. I misspoke. Yeah, emo. But at the same time, like the four remaining players just didn't really manage to gather much ground, and it was Joey who pretty in that round, despite it being Crew who took out emo so early on. Derpe looking to potentially go for a cheeky spawn peek, opening up some holes there with his MP5 SD. A solid spawn peeking weapon as it is both suppressed and it has an ACOG, but I don't know if we'll be seeing him risking all that utility so early in the game. Looks like Taboo starting to go for an admin inside push. Quite sure.
I don't know, he was like floating in the air looking down. That was nice by Strider.
Speaking of floating in the air, emo in here, this is what you top here. The cheeky little angle that takes a little bit of practice to get up into that position onto filing cabinet. Emo Rin is now completely safe here, and with a... Oh, he's going to get looked at from below, though. But he's watching the angle right back, and Emo Rin's been winning these kind of...
Yeah, Ping's going to be coming out in his position. He realizes he's going to have to move. He's getting pressured, and he's doing this quite successfully. The frag onto him hasn't come on out yet, as they are attempting a bit of a wallbang there from Strider, but nothing landing. Emo Rin's the king of wallbangs. I think he knows how to dodge it.
Striding is having the drone for himself. Neo and Gem actually trade with equal headshots. That's the mirror and the glass.
That would have been through the floor like we've seen so often.
Oh, of course, through that angle into connector. But losing the glass, that's no good. But Strider taking down Emo Rin. Let's bring it back a little bit for Taboo. But at the same time, Emo Rin really did his job there. He wasted a minute and a half, and he took down 68 HP off of the IQ.
Yes, beautifully done. But Athletico are now at the man disadvantage. It only takes one to turn it back in their favour, though, as we hear the C4 nearby. Oh, nice shot there from Joey Todd, trying to get aggressive, as Solix is going to fall back and try and take control of the square stairs. The drones are coming out towards him, of course, as it's the two remaining members from Athletico against 4 of Taboo. Flashbang going to come out, not flash him on up, as he is going to finally get flashed up, but no capitalization on that. There is now a capitalization. Northeast is going to push him. It's not to Derpe in the 1-on-4. Are we going to see overtime? Most likely, unless Derpe can go absolutely nuts. He's completely blind, but I believe the plant is going... Oh no, the plant diffuser had to be collected as it was dropped outside. Derpe, he's going to take down Northeast as well. He could do this. The absolute madman, as Joey's going to have to repel on in, and the back of Derpe is going to be seen by Strider, and we are hitting overtime.
Oh my goodness, this is back and forth. 2 rounds for Taboo, 4 rounds for Athletico, 2 rounds again for Taboo. Here we are on overtime. Athletico need to get out in the next rounds with 2 of theirs in order to turn this into a 2-0, and Taboo just trying to cling on to that dream of turning this around, and they need to win this map and win on the following map in order to win this best of 3 series. And this is going to be a very contested next 3 rounds here in overtime.
Yep, we might not even need all 3. If you can pick up 2, you've won the map. So let's go back to what you said, right? Taboo win 2, Athletico win 4, Taboo win 2. Does that mean we're going to see Athletico win the next 4?
I guess you could say the pattern holds, but I'm sure that Taboo, running off the momentum they just had from those previous 2 rounds, they're not going to want to let that slide.
Yeah, and you know, it's very impressive to see always when a team comes back from being against match point. Looking down the barrel of, you know, going down the losers bracket as they, you know, they're a map down as well, and you know they managed to string 2 rounds together like that. That was very nicely done.
Great plays overall. I still feel like Athletico is being much more successful on their late round droning than Taboo is, and I feel like that's one of the things that really helps going into the fight. Sometimes fights can feel a little bit like you're flipping the coin. I mean, all players have exceptional aims. And, you know, sometimes it's anyone's guess of who's actually going to win that gunfight. And it's little things like tiny slips of intel, which corner of the room they're sitting, which way they're facing, that actually make the difference. And Athletico are going to be in the advantage coming into those because they're having more drone.
Right. Well, heading on into this one, you know, we haven't seen a lobby defense yet, have we?
No, and it was something that I said straight up, we're going to see. And I guess, Casters curse everyone.
I think they're just waiting for overtime to bust it out, honestly.
Well, Taboo not bringing it out this time. They're sticking to the top floor. I'm a little bit surprised, actually. I know Taboo quite liked that one, and they have lost this at least once. Twice, I believe. But nonetheless, we can see once again Athletico bringing that heavy disruption lineup with all of these grenades and those Capital bolts, but the nades not managing to find Strider so far. Strider nice and cozy here, but he is going to get completely Zephyr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another nade, and he's down.
And he's down, yeah. They're going to push in, though. They're going to waste quite a bit of time. Jam wants to go for the revive, but honestly, it's too risky. Oh, the nade, though. Is that going to find Jam? It actually finds the drone. And Neophyter gets taken down by Northix's C4. That's an early blow of the C4 from Pulse. Emo finds Strider, who was down player, and Jam starting to fall back off sight.
Yep,
A
so
1-for-1 trade at 1:30 down.
very contested for this admin office hold that Mirror dealt with just at the loss of a player and, you know, the gain of a player, so 1-for-1. A net 0, if you will.
Typically, that kind of favors the defenders, you say?
Yeah, well, it depends on the timing, really. Like, if they do it a 1-for-1 after 5 seconds of the round, like you spawn peek and you die, but, you know, if it's a 1-for-1 with 30 seconds left, like, that's just going to, you know, even help the defenders from that position.
I guess you could say it cements whatever position they're currently in. So whoever's already in favor, it just that even more.
Alright, so Northix, he's playing nice and aggressive with this Pulse in the corner of the bomb site. He has spotted out some information. It looks like Athletico are getting ready to go for the plant in just a moment.
They need to open up that wall, though, and with no Hibana, there's no safe way to do it. Thermite could plant a charge, but he is no doubt going to get taken down down the hallway, so that's not possible.
It does have holes in it already, but it's not in the position that they really want them to be in.
Silex is looking to head into Projector right now. Flashbang's going out. Oh, no doubt Northix is waiting for this one, but Jam actually gets taken down, I think that is.
Yep.
Jam down. Oh, but Northix gets one. Crude, a big C4. Joey as well for one. Emorin finds Northix. It's a 1 versus 2 as Emorin finds Jan. Joey, it's a 1 versus 1. Crude just has to stay alive now. Emorin chasing for that kill, and he can't find it. And we have the first round of overtime going to Taboo with their successful defense, 3rd round in a row.
Look at the bomb side, just no one on it, just silence. Yes, so Taboo are putting themselves on their own match point.
Let's have a look at that scoreboard. Emorin, honestly, this man has been fragging out so hard. We saw 11 several rounds ago, and he just picked himself up 3 or 4 in that round. He's been doing massive work for his team.
We will have to wait for our observer to catch up and bring up.
No doubt we'll see it at the end of next rounds.
Yes.
Whichever way this one goes.
Definitely. But yeah, Emorin doing a lot of work, of course, but, you know, we spoke about this last night. Meaningless frags in a clutch situation like that.
Yeah.
I suppose in the first 4 rounds that Athletico did pick up, they were all really high impact frags, weren't they?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's harsh to think about, but if you manage to get 3, 4 frags, yeah, wow, 15 kills there for Emorin. That guy is nuts. You add up all the kills on the rest of his team, and there's only not sure, but it's not 15. I guarantee you that. My quick math skills, I can't even remember all of them. My quick math, not quite at that level.
What I want to point out right now is that Athletico have successfully mind gamed Taboo. They have gone for the garage hold, and Taboo have neglected to bring a thermite.
That's a good point there. We do, however, have IQ still to find that Echo Drone. Not to say that we couldn't, they did find it last time, which they didn't find it. But this Ying and Glaz, which are both incredibly useful on the push. Last time, though, Athletico won this defense.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming, right, if we see Athletico take this one, I won't reckon we're going to go to the lobby. I reckon Taboo are going to bring it out and try and surprise them. I
think you're right, actually. We're actually having 3 Taboo players entering lobby right now. guys?
Tells me they're neglecting garage. They're just going to go for a kind of hatch drop and then push the stairs from the back as well, from the east side of the building.
What I'd like to see is at least one Hibana charge on the garage. Does deny a lot of movement within the site. Otherwise, people can just turn their back to it and not worry about it. If they put one Hibana charge on there, it's going to give them an angle for Blackbeard to peek and just hold that. And then they can use their Ying and their Glaz smokes from the opposite side when pushing potentially Kitchen or maybe even the Red Hawk.
Yes, indeed. They have to be very careful, though. We've got Northix floating around, Todd floating around on this side of the map underneath on the pulse. That could be proved to be quite deadly.
Todd is certainly a deadly player, and he's going to be gathering so much intel as well. Using this pulse, he's going to be seeing the people from the floor, and if they stand on the floor, he's going to punish them for it with a nice C4. This is what he wants to do right now. Is Joey going to get taken down? In fact, that's not even destructible floor. A bit of a poor read from Todd there. He just doesn't quite know the map well enough. I mean, find me some people who actually know the status of that floor. It's unfortunate, but...
Yeah, maybe players that play secure area would know, but yes.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that not being part of the bomb site, not people would really research whether or not that's destructible. Fortunate for Todd. He's down a C4, and they're going to know exactly where he is.
Yeah.
1 minute though on the clock, and Taboo have to actually make a push happen, and so far they're not. Dirtbear relocating his Echo Drone into Kitchen is going to give them intel and utility on that site. Neo finds Crude. Ying has been down before any of his utility can get used.
Yeah, that's a great early pick, and it looks like the Taboo are stalling out just a bit. Neo, he's going to take the peak, and I think that's some smoke thrown down to deny some vision. Oh, it's a smoke from Smoke. A babe, if you will. As he is denying this push, they're going to gather a lot of information with Todd as well. As Strider will find Neo at range. Another babe's going to be tossed on out. Strider's going to go to this top hatch. It looks like he's getting ready to drop on in as this nade's going to get cooked. It's going to sail perfectly right by Solix. No, not through the wall, but it does do a lot of damage as that's one shield broken and Strider's going to trade on back. Joey with the knife, and now it's up to Emo-Rin and Dirtpay, but Emo-Rin, nice shot. As the drone from the Echo is there to deny any plant. This round is over right now, I'd say. Here we go. There we go. It is this kill.
The Echo drone out. It's a 2 versus 2, and the plant's going down. Dirtbear just has to pre-fire through the wall to deny the plant, but plant goes down. 1 versus 2. Dirtbear has a mountain to climb on match point here. He gets flashed. Joey and Jam, Blackbeard and Glaz, just trying to find this one Echo. Dirtbear still pre-firing. They have intel on the side, and Joey takes him down. That is map number 2 in favor of Taboo. We will be going to Clubhouse, ladies and gentlemen.
I was like, this Echo was going to win the round right here, but it was found almost immediately after it sent out its Echo, its blast. That was so clutch. Whoever shot that, beautiful stuff by Taboo. Emo-Rin stepped up as large as he could. What did he end up in the end? I think maybe 16. Yep, but
16 for himself.
The rest
Joey showing up really strong in that last round as well. Like, yeah, Taboo much more even. Strider doing some great work with the Commando. Joey as well, incredibly strong with the Blackbeard. In that last round, I thought, no way is he going to manage to get the other kill there onto Todd. The pulse inside of that little security room, and at the end, I think he was the one who managed to flick onto the Echo Drone as well. Just fantastic stuff from him. And there were so many moments in that round where I thought that's going to be the end of it. But no. Wow. Yeah,
that was great stuff from both teams. I suppose, when you look at the Athletico team, you just say Emo-Rin, though. Great stuff from Taboo and Emo-Rin. But, this is gone as how I expected. Athletico being strong on border, Taboo being strong on Consulate, even if, they did have to come from 2-4 down to win, 6-4. That's amazing. But, it is a good map favouring Taboo. Now, looking to the next one, which is Clubhouse. Who do you reckon this one's going to favour?
Honestly, I've hardly seen Athletico play Clubhouse, which has given me a little bit of concern because I know that Taboo is very confident in Clubhouse. So I know this could go either way. The question is, who's going to ride the wave of momentum as well? Because that last round, 2 for Taboo, 4 for Athletico, and then 4 for Taboo. It's really, we're not seeing trading rounds here between these teams. First map, it was 1 for Taboo and then 5 for Athletico, or it was 1 for Athletico and then 1 for Taboo and then 4 for Athletico. But nonetheless, we're seeing not really rounds being traded. We're seeing rounds getting taken by sprees.
Yes. For me, though, all right, the one interesting thing especially about this map pick, is that Taboo decided they wanted to attack first. They got to choose whether to attack or defend, and they chose attack. Any thoughts into that?
I'm not too surprised. Honestly, it's Clubhouse we're talking about. Clubhouse, the way I perceive it, is bottom floor, defender-sided bomb site.
Yep.
Any other bomb site, attacker favored heavily. And when you add on to that fact, the fact that Ying, Glaz, these kind of operating splits kind of are increasing, maybe skewing the meta more towards the attackers. And I mean, not to mention Lion, who of course we're not playing tonight. We haven't really touched on Lion, but of course, may as well say it now. Lion's not able to be played in the first week of ANZ Pro League because the admin call. Yes, they're playing them in North America, but not in ANZ. And so at the moment, next week they'll be back. So this is the last play day in ANZ where we won't be seeing Lion. Yeah. And I think we're probably going to see a lot of Lion later on. But anyhow, Clubhouse, I think that the reason why Crew, or rather Taboo, decided to head for attack first is because if you average it out, right, just say that attack is favored on every bomb site other than on the basement, then statistically you're gonna lose your basement. So you lose your first attack, win your first defense, and then you win your second attack. Yeah, and that's just a 2 out of 3. And that's kind of the stats are just in your favor going on into the rest of the game.
Yeah, for me, that's only really too important when we hit overtime. So as you hit overtime, it's a coin flip. The system decides which team starts on which side, and then it's better to attack first and lose the first round, and then get the 2 preceding.
That said, I'm still not confident we're going to see all defense wins the basement. Yeah. On the Arsenal and Church, because there are a lot of really effective attacks that people have, and I've seen some textbook just really, really clean attacks from teams, even teams like Visonic Darksider. They've really pioneered the use of Mod 10 into the Arsenal room when using a Glaz and Ying attack as well. So I'm gonna be really interested to see, particularly Atletico's interpretation of this, because I've seen quite a few of Taboo playing this map on Clubhouse. They played it quite a lot in recent times in their matches in the Pro League qualifiers and the ANZ Cup, but Athletico not nearly as much. Yeah.
Well, overall, do you want to make a prediction? Just a scoreline prediction? Just because?
I feel like 6-4 Taboo, honestly.
6-4 Taboo?
We're going to see a repeat. I think we're going to see a repeat of what we just saw on Consulate.
So you're on the choo-choo Taboo train.
I am currently. But that said, Athletico could definitely steal this way. And as we get into the match, we're going to have now Taboo on attack, 1-1 all tied up in this best of 3 series. This is the decider map, Clubhouse.
Yes, very exciting stuff. Of course, Athletico defending first, Taboo attacking first. We already touched on that. Anything interesting about the lineups? I've got my eye on one thing. You've completely cut out for me, Dev. There we go.
Castle is the most interesting thing that we've seen. I'm assuming that's what you're going. Castle's not picked a lot, but I've seen quite a few teams really love him. I think Darksider being one of them.
Yeah, Darksider love to play their Castle. Remember there was a season or two where it was completely 100% meta to take Castle on this down floor bomb site? Yeah. But I feel like it's faded out a bit. That's surprising what Derpay just did there, opening up that part of the wall.
Yeah, it's basically people are expecting that most of the plants in this meta go down inside of our cover of smoke and back into a snug corner of Arsenal. What happens if you open up the wall at the end of Arsenal? It doesn't become a nice snug corner, it becomes a crossfire. And if you've got people pushing from the moto area, then you can actually utilize that and kill any players who try and get into that nice snug. It's not so snug anymore. That said, on the flip side, in terms of operator picks coming out from the attack, once again got the Glaz coming out. No Blackbeard from Joey. Jam switched on to the Ying instead of the Glaz. We're also seeing, though, that's 4 smokes, but +2 Apatow, which Crude has brought.
Yeah, interesting to see Crude on the Capitao. No Thermite as well, might I add. So
yeah, as well, that makes it unlikely that we're going to see dirt being opened.
Oh yeah. So all these Habana charges are going to go on the drop downs, but we still have some impact grenades which could deny some of these drop downs, because this could really like throw a spanner in the plans.
Yeah, we've actually seen both of these teams, Athletico and Taboo. I'm fairly certain that the teams in the region that actually applies the impact grenade trick onto the hatch. And
Yeah,
I think it's really going to be telling, is Taboo going to be wary enough to try and, to make sure that they deny Emo sitting down here before they try and open up that kitchen hatch? Or are they going to lose out their Hibana charges onto that? Because that could be a big deal.
oh yeah. So they are going to have a bit of difficulty denying in here, but Todd, he's going to take a bit of damage. They've opened up the floor a bit, and they've found his little toes dancing around.
Quite a few players looking through these holes made by Strider. Sorry. Oh, and Northix actually the hole in the floor, but that's Glaz gone down there. A nice C4 floor from Todd is going to take down Joey. Dominance over the Arsenal has now been taken. Trying to be very careful about where to place his Hibana charges so as to not get impacted. Emorin gets lit up, but it's Northix, really a great job from him. Perfect placement of that Hibana charge means that despite the impact grenade destroying some of the pellets, it doesn't destroy the one that was required to open up the hatch.
That was beautiful from the attackers right there. Northix definitely done his research on how those impact grenades interact with that hatch. So lovely to see.
Yeah, absolutely. But Emorin's been lit up very, very low. One bullet of any weapon on the attacking side will take him down.
Yep. One bullet to the chest at least. Oh, it looks like he's aware that someone's on these stairs, and he wants to reinforce. So he's got a reinforcement in his back pocket.
Look, if that happens, I think that Northix is punish it.
All right.
Looks like the nade's about to come down from Strider. Jam's throwing his own Yin Candelas as well.
Here comes the hit, yeah.
Well, but I think that actually got taken out as well.
Oh,
Smoke's coming out. Strider finds Neophyter. Northix has been down on site. Todd finds Strider. Jam doesn't actually manage to get the plant. Crew trying to find one, but Derp with two more at the end there as Northix was down. He finds the final kill on the Crude. And that's exactly what I was talking about. As you can see, this area right here, that is no snug corner.
Yeah, that was beautifully done, and you see how they could either decide to reinforce that wall or use the impact grenade to get on out. As the hit was coming out, they opened up the wall. They denied the person who was on the stairs to try and deny them pushing into that hole. Then they just retook that bomb site. That was excellently done from Athletico. I really liked that.
Yeah, and on top of that, at the very start with Todd, taking down Joey with the C4 meant that the Glaz just wasn't there, and that Glaz is really, really important for the strategy that Taboo had. With when you bring 6 smokes to the table, including a Glaz, you're expecting that you're going to have to be using lines of sight through the smokes, and if that gets denied because your Glaz gets taken down, well, you're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, that was a great early pick on by Todd on the pulse earlier in the last round. Crude chasing the drone. Maybe a bit of BM flicking to it a few times. I don't know, warming up that aim, if you will. So what's Northix doing in the strip club right now? Do you reckon he's just drone hunting, just mucking around?
I feel like it's just drone hunting. I'm not expecting we're actually going to see a full-on roam from Taboo, but it's Northix we're talking about. Anything's possible. And Crude getting up to the top here. Is he just baiting the drones?
He's 100% he's baiting. No way would he sit there, in a game with this much importance. It is only their first defense round, I suppose, but yeah, no way he's gonna play up there.
Northix and Crude were the ones to head upstairs and do a little bit of baiting. But they're coming back now to finish off their setup, and the drones are going to come out from Athletico to clear out the site. Step number 1, Clubhouse. Join out the entire map, make sure that there's no one roaming, put a claymore down on garage, and point your sight lines down the main stairs, and 100% sure there is no one roaming.
I suppose, really, for me, it just highlighted how much it's ensuring that Athletico are going to drone everything properly. If they saw that Crude was climbing to the top there and jump back down and whatnot. So, a team like Athletico should fully drone everything 100% properly anyway. But, it just highlighted how much they place stock in it.
Absolutely. Now, we're not actually seeing impact grenades. Actually, but Joey might have impact grenades. Possible that you can bring impact grenades on smoke. Brood using that pulse scanner. He's going to see one inside a kitchen. He could actually get a C4 right now. Joey is heading there with the impact grenades. He's going to try and deny that. Did it work? It did!
Done so
and there
successfully.
is no... And Emowin was trying to find the shots. There was actually two his final impacts, but it doesn't actually get the hatch. And so that is one hatch that they're not going to be able to get out of Moto, Blue, and Kitchen. Or they have Kitchen, so either Moto or Blue, Athletico are going to have to sacrifice.
Stay back.
Yeah, well, it looks like it is going to be Blue. Moto is more important for this push. They have decided, and I'm not so sure. So I'm assuming they're just going to go for a hatch drop, right?
I'm expecting, yeah, going to be a hatch drop. We've got 6 smokes for Athletico. They're going to probably use them all. Have glass cover from the hatch, stuff we've seen from, pretty much a lot of teams. And as you can see, one of the key thing that you have to do as part of that push is hold the main stairs to make sure no one rotates. And that's what Neo and Silex doing, but they just actually ran straight on in. But Northix takes down Neo Fighter all the way back from on top of the AK, but Silex is going to be planting right now. Emorin peeking through that smoke. Strider, though, he can deny this with the Echo Drone, and he does.
No, he doesn't.
Taken down. No, what? Somehow Strider's Echo Drone didn't do what it needed to, and that's going to leave Athletico in a very strong position as he finds Strider, Emorin. Can he find another one? He does. Switching to the pistol now, looking to find Northix, who's the last man remaining. Ace has to come out for Northix to clutch this. Manages to injure Emorin, but Silex cleans him up there, and that was pretty close, honestly. I thought the Echo Drone was going to make the difference, but Strider just not managing to land the 2 shots that he had.
Yeah, it definitely did come down to that Echo Drone, and I'm just surprised that it didn't deny the plant. So that is Athletico winning an attack onto the bottom floor. Oh, look at that,
And
2
that's
kills. 2 kills in total for Taboo after 2 rounds.
Yeah, all of them having died both rounds and only managing to get 2 kills for their own selves. I mean, my prediction of a Taboo win on this map, maybe I was being a little bit ahead of myself. Honestly, Athletico starting us here with 2 in a row. But that said, Athletico took a 2-point lead on Consulate, taking us to 2, and straight after that, Taboo won 4 straight rounds and closed it out.
You know, I was just thinking, right, on that choo-choo Taboo, how about instead we have pew-pew Taboo, because they shoot.
Look, I'm sure that you'll have to consult Artemis. I noticed Artemis in the chat saying, I guess it was a thing now. I guess that it wasn't the Taboo owner herself that actually decided that Choo-Choo Taboo was a thing, so maybe you should consult Artemis and see maybe you can get Pew-Pew Taboo.
Well,
5 seconds left before insertion.
sure. Looks like Emo Rin. Oh, I like this. A little bit of a spawn
Attackers have
peek.
recovered their diffuser.
We
Attackers
saw this
expected
from
to locate
Rock
a bomb
from
and
Zero Gaming against
yeah.
Taboo, actually. You managed to get at least 2 spawn peaks with the Boss G, no less.
Emo is droned out though,
Vigil.
so he's aware of that and he's going to fall off it before he gets wallbanged.
Yeah, smart move from him. And it looks like we're having Taboo starting to head on to do a strip take. Emorin and Neophyter being the ones to hold this. Emorin, no doubt, with his bandit charges ready to prevent do the bandit trick here on this wall here. And Neophyter looks like he wants to actually...
Oh, here we go. This is nice. This is nice. ADS trick.
Yep, and that's the first nade. Is that... That was actually 2. That was the 2 stuns, the 3 stuns baiting out that, and that's the first nade coming out to get rid of that first. Yeah, it does clear it, but at the same time, they didn't take advantage of that ADS by having Emorin bandit tricks. So the wall gets open nonetheless, and oh my goodness, Emorin in the weirdest spot right here. He doesn't get too aggressive. He should have peeked that. He would have won that fight, and then he's going to win this fight if he goes for it. But Joey cleans him up. A great shot from him, and that's going to give Taboo a really strong start. Minute 15 off the clock, and they've got 2 kills.
bomb located by attackers.
Yep, we did see Neophyter go down as well, and there's Strider onto Todd. So you said, you know, you pretty much lose this defense. It is looking incredibly dominant here for Taboo.
Yeah, and on top of that, Derpa's got the shotgun, the Supernova on Echo instead of that MP5 SD with the ACOG, which is going to mean he has a lot less sidelines he's going to be able to utilize. The second Gas Babe comes out from Silex denying Neon Hallway. But Derpes still has this Echo drone.
Still got a minute though.
1 minute, and that's all of the gas grenades down. Drones coming out from Taboo, they're finding exactly where Silex is. If they've been counting their grenades, they're going to know. Oh, but the drone actually came out and they found the Echo drone.
Oh,
Taboo,
no.
They're going to take it out. I think that was Taboo taking it out right then and there. Derpet, they're going for a flank, looking upstairs. The plant, no doubt, is going to go down. There is no disruption. Derpet gets taken down. Silex finds Crude, but this is a 1 versus... Oh, he gets another one. 1 versus 3 now. The diffuser. Silex can win these. It's possible, but Joey going to try and find this one. Shots going everywhere. Silex going to reload the SMG-11. He managed to get the 1 versus 3, but Strider cleans him up, and what's going to be a valiant clutch from Silex. Like we've talked about before, doesn't matter how many kills you get in a 1vx clutch, if you don't manage to secure the clutch, those can mean nothing, and that's for Taboo.
Yeah. Taboo finally put themselves up on the board, but as you said, in the matter of Clubhouse, that's the round you expect to win.
Yeah, that's true. That's very fair, but at the same time, it was very dominating until the very end, where Silex actually managed to get kills. But honestly, the Taboo looked really organized. Even down to the last minute droning out, where taking it down, wasting all the smokes out. You know, it's I don't know. Taboo could bounce back on the back of that. At the same time, they really need to figure out the way that they're going to disrupt this plan that Athletico are going to keep on doing on the basement. Because last time Taboo didn't manage it. Yeah, they managed to take down the impact. They managed to get rid of one of the Hiban charges, denying one of the hatches. But in the end, the only hatch that Athletico needed was the one above kitchen. And they just smoked it all out. They had Imorin jump down at Blaz. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, so we did see Athletico win this round last time, didn't they? Their attack onto downstairs. So we are going to see, once again, them like run around upstairs, try and draw the attention from any drones and drone hunt, and then default back to site, I'd say. Unless Crude is going for some kind of spawn peek.
I don't think Crude would, honestly. But I think
yeah, it doesn't really fit his playstyle, does it?
I mean, he does like doing really cheeky things with the runouts mid-round, but I think spawn peeking, he's too much of a reserves strategist to kind of really be keen on going for those early. Like, the way Crude sees it is, we're gonna win this if I play smart and if we do the strat, not if I get some cheesy pick at the start. But Northix is keen to get anything that he can. As you can see, peeking aggressively onto the main stairs. Another thing I'd like to note is Joey's picked up the Legion instead of the smoke. Yes. I like this change up. They've read into it. Look, we can't successfully use our smoke babes to deny that plant. We've got to use something. How about we riddle the floor with Legion lines? That's going to at the very least slow them down, and I like that thinking there.
Yeah, I also like, you can see the difference between the two teams. Like, Taboo have reinforced this wall in the hallway here. And I really like how Athletico open it up. They understand how important it is to try and play a retake in that position, because they're pretty much going to get it every time. It's too impossible to deny that map control.
Taboo doing Crude rather, doing some really great intel gathering with this pulse. He's going to rotate, though, from the side of church over to the kitchen. Legion here, that's Joey, ready to do exactly what he did last time with the impact grenade. Is he going to be successful? No, Imorin's ready for it, and that's Legion off the board. I sure hope put out your Legion mines, young man. But any more of the enemy through here are not going to make it. Crew now pre-placing his C4. He's going to try his best to try and get a pick off of this, but honestly, I think that Athletico have armor riddled with drones, and they're going to call out exactly what's happening. The C4 is going to come out if he does it right. Detonate it right now, but no, he's missed the opportunity.
Crude second-guessing the information. Second-guessed the information, and in the end, he didn't get the frag. Although we have the walls to decide that kind of thing. Poor Crude has to go off his pulse scanner.
Yeah, and as you can see, Marin, who did so very well this round, is looking to be doing some good work, but Crew's going to punish him. Right as I said it, but we have actually Neofighter on the Capital. actually was pushing from Armory. He's rotated there. Not quite sure exactly where Athletico wants. This is looking to be a little bit of a stall. They want to funnel this doorway right here. They're just going to run straight on and peek. Jam, though, finds Derper as he drops the hatch. Todd, though, is going to blind peek inside of Strike. Silex team kills Neofighter, and Jam cleans it all up with Ickle under Silex.
Yep.
And
So
that, you know... Oh, look at that. That's nasty.
someone spent a while making that. I really am puzzled as to why Athletico decided to rotate almost immediately.
In my eyes, they thought, all right, we can't cover from the top with Glaz because we're instead. We can't, which means we can't just smoke everything up and have Glaz watch for them rushing through. Because honestly, there's a super easy counter to teams just, smoking everything up and trying to plant and cover that. It's called running directly through the smoke and shooting everyone in the face. And it actually works. It sounds pretty stupid, but it actually works unless you have a Glaz.
Yep. So,
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
I don't know, like, they still had their Capitao, right? And you could always just chuck some firebolts just outside the smoke, so they run through the smoke and they're in a firebolt. Like,
Yeah.
that would be a great
like
counter, a
that.
bit of a bait. Especially when they know Glaz is off the board. Neofire's having a rough game, 0-0-4. Of course, you did get team killed last round.
I think I know what that feels like. It's a very, very rough game. Some rough games last night. Got team killed a few times as well, so I can relate. It's alright, it happens. Everyone has bad days. We're having Athletico setting up though, doing the exact same hold that they were doing last time. This hold that you mentioned earlier, allowing them, it's really nice, making it a much more uncomfortable place to plant inside. Now, I'm curious, are we going to see a read come from Taboo and say, maybe we should do a different style of attack? We know that they're going to try and just kill us all the way coming from Moto if we try and plant inside of Armory. We need to see something happen, and honestly, there are so many things you sit inside of Moto.
I want to know where those castle barricades are.
Let's have a look for them now. Looks like we're having one.
So there is one on Moto. So I think next time that we see Taboo go for the plant here, right? Oh, okay. Was that in?
Crew getting taken down.
Was that in? Where was that? Was it coming into garage? I think it might have been coming into garage, or.
I'm not quite sure, but nonetheless, that's the IGL off so early, and quite a lot of utility. 3 stun grenades or a claymore it could have been.
Pretty sure it was garage.
On top of that, oh no, bottom of main stairs.
What?
So a nice C.
How is he there so fast?
Need 3 speeds, man.
Yeah. Well, it's only to his detriment. Well, him rushing like that. He's got plenty of time in the round. But anyway, I was going to say they should chuck a firebolt like where the impact nade came out last time to deny them pushing up. So, do you remember where they put the impact nade last time for them to retake that part of the map? Yeah. On the 3-piece wall into church. So, they just put a firebolt there. They're going to open it up and run right into the fire. So, I like those kind of plays, eh?
Yeah, and it's a nice play, and I mean, I'm not going to be able to see much of the firebolt being used this time. Now, that castle barricade actually does a lot for the defenders. It's very difficult to melee that without exposing your little feetsies to defenders who have a very comfortable angle trying to shoot them out. So we're not quite sure what they want to do. No doubt we've got Crude on the comms telling him, guys, come on, let's do this one, let's do that one, but lost a lot of utility and a lot of time now with almost no ground taken.
So they are a man down now. What do? What kind of push do they go for? It looks like they still want to do this drop from kitchen.
They're doing the same old, and honestly, I don't think it's going to work too well. Derper is ready for the main stairs. Second smoke's going to come out from Jam. The gas is going to come out in reply from Silex. Nade coming out as well. Ooh. Oh my goodness, Mike finds Ema in, but he's going to get flashed by his teammate Jam. Jam going for the plant now, but there's no echo to deny it. Silex actually takes down not to take a smoke. Todd straight past Jam. Finishes it off now, 2 versus 2. Joey is going to be going for the plant right now, but he needs cover, and Derpin, no doubt, is going to finish off the planter. And that is round for Athletico. Once again, they're just so confident on this defense, and it's honestly, Taboo can't comfortably make this work.
Yep. And that is Neophyter getting on the board as well, of course.
Good on him. You know, everyone needs an opportunity. Everyone. I mean, he's no doubt he's going to get roasted every time he gets it. So it's nice to always get at least a little one on the board.
All right then. So now Taboo have to defend Bar. How are you feeling about that?
It's inherently on paper. Taboo's not looking so strong for this one. We're probably going to see this head to match point if Athletico manage to take this one out. That said, I don't know. You can never underestimate, you know, the fact that there are sometimes secondary bomb sites which are less defendable. But if a team spends less time practicing, you know, the really intricate details of how to attack it and how to attack it well, if they get sloppy and overconfident, then they're not going to be able to do, you know, a successful attack. And in contrast, if Taboo really feeling good and they have a well thought out strategy for this, they can make it work. But it's like some last minute changes of the barbed wire placement. Maybe Taboo a little bit uncomfortable here. Maybe they're not having the confidence that they need. Joey bringing the mute jam.
Yeah, that's
not
interesting.
We see very often.
Yeah,
it's the global shield as well. This is something we very rarely see, particularly on this site. I mean, I'm surprised we're not seeing a smoke, not seeing the lesion, the kinds of things we see often. We're actually not having a strip presence at all. In fact, the wall is unreinforced as well, so that could be open with soft breach. Only soft breach we have on the side of Athletico is Todd with the buck, though.
Yeah, of course, Buck's got a lot of soft breach potential, though, other than, like, Ash, you know, can just do 2. Sledge, of course, also with a lot.
I like those reinforcers, though, being placed upstairs. That mute jam are not really doing a lot, not really playing any time here. Emo just headed on in and taking that one.
You sure he just hasn't gone YOLO and just ran in?
It's always possible. I like this. So this is what Joey's planning to do with his global shield, creating a much safer position for him to sit inside here. Emo while he's on that drone, is actually going to get completely muted out as Joey places a jammer directly on top of him.
Yeah, well, now they just got to get the buck up here, and Joey's position is going to be completely mute anyway.
Yeah, and we have quite a lot of utility from Athletico in this push from happening, though. Not a lot of intel can be gained from these drones. And Crude making a lot of holes here. Wow, not having
it's a bit late.
Yeah, it is really. Not having a shotgun on your side from, you know, a mirror or a smoke makes that much harder. Joey's actually going to be opening up the himself.
Where's the
and
buck?
I'm surprised. We still haven't had Todd come over here and up the floor.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused as to why we haven't. He must have a certain idea for what else he's doing instead. We'll have to wait and see, shall we?
Now,
see, here we go.
Coming in from above. Joey feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but he's going to play even more aggressive because of it. He still has his MP5K in hand, and Strider has his Echo here. Todd just trying to find shots through the floor, and no doubt we're going to have Athletico rotating outside of this fairly soon. I think that Joey's about to have one contend with him. That's the Glaz. No doubt Joey could find a shot, though, but Imorin surely sees him and fires the first bullet out. And now it's down to 40 seconds to go. There's not really much time, but through the smoke, Imorin goes down. Imorin was the key player in this attack.
He's still alive,
the only one who can see through those sides.
He can be revived. There we go.
Oh, he can get revived 30 seconds. That's big. Oh, no. Did he get another injury there? No.
No, he can't injure twice. Imorin's just gone down, and Sykes, he's going to push on in and get the reply. Todd's also found Strider before Northix has gotten the trade back onto Todd, and the plant is going down. Ying charges coming out to deny a lot of the vision from these defenders, and those attackers just going to run outside. Doing so, Sykes is going to go down.
Oh, no.
Imorin's going to jump into Crude. It's all up to Derpay. He's got Diffuser planted for him, but he has just himself to try and contest with this. He's going to see one peeking in just a minute. The reinforced barricade's going to come on up. He's given away his position too. He's going to line up two. He's down one. He's down, not down. Deny the planter. And oh my gosh, Jam. He's done it for Taboo there. That was crazy. As Derpay almost did enough in that round.
I'm sorry, but I'd like to just rewind for a second. Northix, you barricaded a door. What are you doing? That's ridiculous.
If it was Castle, it would have been a lot more effective. But
Oh, for sure. But at the same time, I like the idea. I mean, you got 3 players. If you kind of called out what he was doing, it would have been the greatest bait of a lifetime. And sure, maybe was it Dirtbear on the, or was it Silex on the Ying?
Dirtbear on the Ying.
Yeah, Dirtbear on the Ying could have peeked into it when the barricade was going down, but that would have given Jam the opportunity to peek into that and take him down. So when you've got a 3v1, you've got to get those trades. But it's funny because despite denying the sightline with the barricade, it didn't matter. Dirtbear just pre-fired directly on top of the ring, got a collateral.
So yeah,
3-3 all tied up.
you know, we spoke about Athletico winning an attack downstairs, but we just saw Taboo win a defense upstairs. So
and now Athletico are going to have to head to their upstairs defense again. They lost it last time, Taboo, very convincingly, I might say. Silex being the only really do some real bit. Like we've been saying over and over, it doesn't matter how many kills you get in a clutch situation. If you don't secure the clutch, what do those kills really mean?
yes, I suppose, you know, when we did see Athletico win that downstairs attack, it was all doom and gloom, at least for me.
10 seconds to go.
But in this current like meta situation, like those bomb sites are not as difficult as they used to be to win the less favored side.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
I guess so. I don't know. I think that it was a really nice retake from Taboo. Honestly, when we had Strider get taken down, Echo, I thought that it was all over. The plant went down 3v3, but just a great retake. A bit of a throw from Emorin on the Glaz, trying to enter into story. Not quite sure what the idea was.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we're going to be seeing the exact same interaction we saw last time. Neo trying ADS juggle, and he's going to catch 2 of the stun grenades. Strider going to want to go. Oh, what are you doing, man? And that takes out the batteries, but at the same time, and that one's going to deny the bandit trick. Emorin has fallen all the way back to bar though, and so is Neophyter. A great read.
Oh.
Gets down by Todd. A great run out from him all the way from Kitchen. He's going to barricade that up now. And that's a 1-for-0 trade. Atletico doing some good stuff so far. A really good read from Emo and Neo to just get on out of there as soon as they lost strip control, because last time Taboo got 2 free kills out.
Yeah, beautifully done there by Todd and the Atletico squad. Now, Taboo, the man at disadvantage. Like, last time we saw them, it was like a 5-on-2 before they started losing players, and it got down to a 2-on-2 on this bomb site. I still think the attack is looking pretty good. Like, they've gained a lot of map control. They just need to get ready for the plant, and there's still plenty of time to burn out that utility from Athletico.
The other thing I'd like to see is Strider using this buff to actually open up more. You want to create a long line of sight here. Oh, basically, you just want to make sure you can get in without getting exposed. And typically, I'd want a little crouch hole just to Joey's right here in order to get through here.
Right, trying to make that Glaz work. Hasn't seen any bananas just yet to pick off, but you know, we're probably not going to see any until they start off the plant. Yeah.
That's right. That's one of the things about Glaz. You want to lay down that smoke and then wait for that to happen. But there's actually a Valkyrie camera just very much near where the default cam would be. And that's going to give Atletico a ton of intel. Trying to find what's going on with Dirtbear's Echo drone. But Joey is going to get himself the first 2 smokes down. Inhaling a little bit of the gas toxic babe. But he's not managing to find the bananas yet, and Dirtbear's Echo drone's still up. C4 gets wasted. That's not going to find anything. There's still quite a little bit of time for Taboo to make this work, though. 20 seconds plant, but they have to take care of Dirtbear's Echo drone.
It's going to readjust.
Todd takes down Joey. And no, we're going to have a peek, but Jam finds Todd. Jam finds another Neophyter. Gets 10
seconds to go.
Jam. Dirtbear's going to take this out. Crude gets Silex, but Neo finds Crude, and that is the round for Atletico. Round number 7 going on, and we are finally having trades back and forth this entire map here on Clubhouse.
All right then, that was looking good for the attackers, but the Echo drone did like pretty much nothing in the end. Like, yes, it did send off a few shocks, but the frags went down, and that's what won the round there for Atletico.
Taboo have been struggling a lot with their basement defense. They managed to get it eventually, but only the once, and I think they've lost it once or twice. And Atletico having quite a strong attack for it, so I'm not sure that Taboo will be able to pull this one out and take us to overtime, despite having traded rounds so far. It's up to Atletico to really close it out here, and Taboo trying to hang on. They got completely smashed on, to be frank, on border. It was a 5-1 for Atletico, and then we saw Atletico's own map, Consulate, being taken by Taboo 6-4. Here we are on Clubhouse, so we're going to see overtime closed out right here for Atletico.
Are you expecting us to see overtime though? Like, Taboo are defending downstairs, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they lost downstairs defense at least.
10 seconds to insert.
I could go either way in my eyes. I think that to have to make sure that they get everything right.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers' objective is to
So,
locate a bomb.
Atletico have had one attack win and one loss attacking down here. If my memory serves me correct.
Yep.
Yep.
And what's a little bit puzzling is to see the holes that we had from Atletico to kind of make that corner a lot less safe. We really don't have something equivalent from that. Back of Armory is looking really like an appealing place to plant the diffuser. Now, you could hope that Taboo are intending for that to be the case. To hopefully get them down there and then, push them, throw C4, use the Echo drone, use even the Legion mines to potentially get some intel on where they are and drain down that health and secure the kills. But at the same time, I feel like Atletico's strategy for that is just a sound.
Yeah, like obviously they've got the smoke, they've got the Echo, that's to deny any plants going down. I suppose earlier in the match we saw them, I think, really focused on denying this hatch from getting open full stop.
Yeah, but after the first time, Atletico didn't fall for that again, and it really didn't matter, because all Atletico are using hatch. And the funny thing is that Taboo don't actually reinforce that stock hatch, which I've just noticed. Todd actually popped that open with a skeleton key, and that means that honestly, taking off 1 or 2 Hibana charges isn't that big a deal, because they've got more to spare because you're letting them have that one in stock.
Yeah,
I
looks
believe
like
that's actually the hatch open.
yeah. Do they even reinforce stock? Because they still got 2 charges left, and it was open, so maybe not.
Yeah, and it's not even going to take all of the Hibana pellets to open the hatches. Last time Atletico attacked this, they lost Emorin in kitchen and shot from below. But then after that, they decided to commit to a church push funneling through this doorway from Moto, and it really didn't work for them.
Oh yeah, really did not. Seems like they're just, taking it slow.
I feel like the IGL call has been, let's go to a church push, but it didn't work last time. Emorin's still alive here above the above Arsenal, but I just don't think this is going to work that great. The main sightline for Jam has been denied, and last time Derpet dropped this, it didn't work out for him. Northix is ready to take this down. He finds the yin of Derpet.
Oh.
Jam actually sees there's 2 people here, but the plant's going down. Jam is actually going to find the diffuser, and he takes it down. Oh my goodness, a flick from Jam. Silex goes down as well. It's a 1 versus 4. There's no time, and Jam knows exactly where the diffuser is. Todd's going to have to chase for it, but there are so many to contend with, and Jam wins that one out. And gentlemen, overtime, we are heading for right now 4-4, tied up on map 3.
Second time we're going to overtime between these 2 teams. So I suppose we saw Border dominant, which was Taboo's pick, dominantly to Atletico. Last map was back and forth overtime affair, and now we're seeing the same thing. Overtime.
The last overtime we saw between these 2 teams on Consulate was 2 straight rounds for Taboo. Atletico, after such a dominant lead in the start of this best of 3, they really don't want to let this slip through their fingers.
Alright, so on the point of the coin flip though, heading into this overtime, Taboo have managed to get their attack, but we can just say it's anyone's game as to who wins what and what at this point, can't we?
Yeah, I mean, Atletico have been pretty confident on their downstairs hold. I don't think they've lost it a single time in this match. I mean, going by the logic, this is going to be a Taboo 6-5, and I'll explain that to you. Taboo have actually won their attack and defense, if I recall correctly, every single time on bar. Did they? No. So they lost one attack on.
Yeah, they lost their last attack. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, this could go either way. We've seen 1-for-1 for attacks onto bar for Taboo, which means that assuming Athletico win this round, to in the following round on their basement defense, and then we head to Athletico defending bar, it could go either way because we've seen 1-1. Seen it go either way, and it could go either way again.
All right. Is this a bit of a change up from Athletico though?
They've reinforced the entire wall, leaving one soft, which Durfer likes to peek up through. So I guess you can still see for the bottom of the main stairs by opening up a hole above the reinforced wall and trying to do that. So he still has that going for him.
But they can't employ that retake that they've been doing for the back of armor.
I guess the way they'd have to do it would be pushing through Moto, and this time they don't actually have the... Previously they've been casting Moto towards main stairs, and Jam actually finding these Legion mines, doing a bit of a pulsating dance on top of them, trying to help Northix find it. Northix actually... I don't know about you, but I can pretty much see that one. Nonetheless. Those Legion mines going to be a bit of a headache.
Alright then. So, hatch still not blown up. It is going to be now, as we do have the Buck tearing up this floor.
I'm interested to see the fact that Athletico have changed so much in their basement. And they haven't on this map. They've dropped the pulse as well from Todd. And Todd did such a great amount of work on pulse. He's taken out Joey once. I think he took out Crude the other time. And those castle barricades have been helping out as well, so I really don't see the need for such a drastic change here.
I'm a bit on the opposite side. Like, you know, you've set it up twice, right? And they know how you do it, so they're going to change it up completely, and it's going to really throw Taboo off. Like, having multiple strats is great.
I definitely agree with you, but at the same time, Taboo haven't really showed that they're good at adapting to that particular defense.
So why would you wait for overtime to find out if they are or not?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, now it's do or die. I think, you know, do everything. Like what we saw at the Invitational from Rogue when they played Clubhouse against Mindfreak. It was just something different every single round, in and out. Yeah. And I really like that.
Joey now going to be peeking through this smoke. Oh. But Strider finds Todd the C4, not finding anything. I believe that was Derp's C4. Jam's going for the plant right now. Trying to push in, but he's not even going to be able to make it through here. Northix is holding the angle. Joey's going to find Silex there. The on down. Derpe finds Northix at the main stairs. Strider finds Neophyte. It's all up to Derpe, and this is going to be the first basement defense that Athletico have lost, but Derpe is doing the first bit of work. Onto Crude. 3 more to find, though, and it's not likely this is going to work. Taboo just going to sit very, very safely. C4 from Derpe is going to try and find something that's going to reveal where he is, but he's going to get completely flashed, and that's going to waste his time. Joey looking for the banana. Derpe heading above now, revealing his position with some pre-fires, and even it's just not going to happen. Jam finishes that one up, and this is where my money's on Taboo to win this next round and take this 6-4.
Well, it has been great so far from Taboo. They showed great mental fortitude, being 2 away from losing the whole series to come back into this one, and now they're looking to take the series here if they can win this round, which is defense downstairs. You told me so.
I told you so. I said that Athletico shouldn't have changed it up. I mean, I always admire having a variety of, but it was working so well, and Taboo weren't dealing with it. You changed it up into something that Taboo are much more familiar with, something much more standard, something that's less unique. And if Taboo haven't been using that, you know, the IGL skills and the adaptation, team chemistry in order to kind of figure out the direct way to stop your push, it's not working. And I'm just going to say it's kind of reflective of when Athletico are losing these rounds. It's when they're trying to do something different. I love doing things different, but as soon as they tried going for a church push on the basement, it wasn't working. They did it once, they soft committed and they lost it, and they hard committed to it another time and they lost it. It's just not working out for them whenever they try to do something different.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright then, looks like Northix wants to get a bit cheeky up here. He's going to maybe at least open the windows and run away. Make them think about it.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
I like the plays there. We've seen it. We saw it first round of the map from Crude and Northix both. I don't know here whether we're going to see... I just want to see Athletico do the armory push, because it was clear that the only time that Taboo really managed to deal with it was when they just managed to win a gunfight onto Emo Rin, who was playing in kitchen. And other than that, it's been fine.
Oh yeah, drones coming out all over the map. We did see the hatch and stock get busted open by the buck as it was soft. So that means there is still 2 chances for the hatch in kitchen to get opened up. Northix is playing nice and aggressive at the top of the stairs here. Oh, sorry, at the bottom of the stairs. He's going to fall back off of that one, however.
Yeah, 1 minute down. Just kind of typical ground taken for Athletico. Silex is going to try and pop open this hatch now. Propelling upside down. Something that... Not even upside down. He's going to try and get this one. Emarin last time managed to get a pick off holding these angles by baiting Taboo into trying to go for the impact grenade trick, but Joey's not going to attempt that this time. He lost his life to it last time. He's not going to try again.
Yeah, we do see, though, Crude at the very back of Armory with C4 Pulse in hand. I think he is going to get pressured in just a moment. As he, this is where we saw him waste his C4 last time.
Dirk has tried twice in a row trying to enter blue with Ying, and it hasn't worked either time. He's been killed just on his entrance, and it looks like Athletico once again going to be trying to go. This time they've had practice at it, they're dedicating themselves to it, but Taboo are likely to be expecting it. They've seen it twice now, and they've won it twice. So, no, I mean, Athletico, I feel like the fact that they've practiced this now twice is going to help them out a little bit, but I don't know. We'll have to see whether they can make it. But a minute to go, and they haven't dropped in yet. If they leave this to 20, 30 seconds, then I can say pretty confidently that Taboo are going to close this round out.
Well, it is 5-4 right now. And potentially final round with 40 seconds to go. Athletico still haven't made their move. They're going to waste those ADSs, and then the flashes are going to come in, force out the Jaeger from behind the unit there.
That's easy.
You've cut out for me. Sorry, Dev, so I'll take this one. Emo Rin has taken down Jam before Northix is on the reply for Derpe, but Sykes has found Northix, and Todd's also going to find Strider. Sykes onto Joey as well. It's just up to Crude with 15 seconds. He's gotten one, but the plant is surely going down. We might be going to 5-5 unless Crude can do something amazing right here, right now. It's all silent though, as now Crude realises he's got a bit more time to work with. He's going to even try and spot some out on the heartbeat scanner, but cannot find a thing.
This is not looking good for him right now. I got much too ahead of myself when I said that Taboo were going to close this one out, and we will be seeing 11th round overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, the final round is here. Taboo and Athletico, it's now... Yeah, that was a really nutty shot there from Silex, but these teams are both five bullets away from a win.
5 bullets away from a win.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
It only takes 5 bullets. It only takes 5 bullets to win a round. We're going to see Athletico once again defending Church and Arsenal. Since Taboo won it last time, both of these teams struggled to win their basement attacks at the start of this game, but now it's been 1-for-1, both teams winning their basement attacks, and Athletico, they're going to be once again trying to go for their alternative hold that they did last time. They're not going back to what they were doing at the start. They're going for the alternative hold, but this time Todd has brought Vigil. The real question here is he going to actually roam with Vigil, or is he just going to pretend to roam with Vigil?
Interesting. This is the first time we're seeing Vigil today.
Yeah, well, Vigil's a great pick on Clubhouse. He mentioned the Rogue versus Mindfreak match at the Invitational, and we saw Rizraz playing Vigil. I mean, Mindfreak on the whole didn't really manage to pull very much out of that particular matchup, but at the same time, it was a really great demonstration of when Vigil can be really useful on Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes roam, sometimes don't roam.
Look at Solix. 10. Sorry to interrupt you, but Solix isn't the normally player we see standing up on the Athletico side. He normally plays a lot of like support, but he's top fragging for his team, and it was just so even across the board.
And in contrast, Immaroon's really dropped off since on Consulate he got 16 frags. Here, he's just not feeling the love quite so much. Todd is going for a serious roam. He's not faking it this time, and he's up inside of Jim. And the real question is, Taboo comfortable trying to clear someone who can't be droned?
Yeah, and he's in a bit of a sneaky spot as well, right? So when I check this spot, I only just jump into the room. I don't think I've ever checked behind this spot. I don't think I've ever seen anyone hide here. So Todd could have a lot of late round impact if he remains unchecked.
Speaking of impacts, does he actually have impact grenades? He does. He has one impact grenade left, and that's going to mean that he is very quickly going to be able to open up that pool table hatch that he's sitting right next to, which gives him a rotate into bar, it gives him a way out, and it gives him angles as well into bar. But nonetheless, I think it's really we're going to have to see, are Taboo going to be ready for this? Have Taboo even droned out that room?
Well, I thought I saw drones.
He's even been using.
No, yeah, he's not been using his cloak.
Jammer. No.
Yeah, but I did see a drone hanging around upstairs earlier, so I don't think he's been spotted at all.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Taboo. They've just completely ignored this. Todd could make the round here if Taboo aren't ready for it. He could just waltz down the stairs while Taboo is trying to get their plant down. Silex's drone gets taken out. That's a nice spot there, shared with the world now. Sorry, Flux. And Strider is going to get his drone taken down as well. He's going to be looking for this Echo drone, though. And Todd starting his move.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute on the clock. He needs to get 1 or 2 impact frags here to make the difference in this round. And that could be the telling thing of whether this round goes to Taboo or to Athletico.
Right, we seem to have a few technical issues at the moment, guys. We'll be back in just a moment, so don't go anywhere.
Oh!
Attackers recovered the bomb.
Alright guys, we are back, 26 seconds on the clock, and Northix has been taken down. Unfortunately we missed that thanks to the few issues we had there. And Emo in with the impact grenade, he's going to find Crude. So it's now a 3-on-5 diffuser left out in the open. Jam's going to come and reclaim that though. Strider will trade back on an Emo Rin. As shots through the wall are going to down Joey. Strider's gone down as well. It's all up to Jam. He's going to go down, and Athletico are going to take this one. Wow.
So much for my predictions right there at the end. Athletico really doing a great job. Honestly, I think that round was won on the previous round, their attack. If they hadn't won that attack, then that would have been the end of the story. But they won that. They changed it up. They brought the Vigil. Vigil managed to get the flank, managed to get a kill. And that really made the difference. A great job for Athletico.
Right then. 11 kills for Todd in the end, 10 for Silex, 10 for Jam as well, but you can say everyone was stepping up there, weren't they?
Yeah, really great job, and I mean, that's what happens in these incredibly long games. Both of these teams just do, every player has an opportunity to make themselves work great, and every player has an opportunity to shine, and that's really what happened in that one.
All right, guys, so overall, any analysis for that whole one, or?
I don't know. It's hard to pick because honestly, Athletico at the start, they were making adaptations and they weren't working at all. And at the end, they were making adaptations and they were working. So a little bit hit and miss for Athletico, but in the end, they managed to pull through, and a great job from them on the whole.
Taboo really made it competitive. They were about to lose nice and early on, but that didn't happen as they managed to fight back, but in the end they fall in the final round of overtime. So we're going to chuck to a quick break, guys. We're going to get the next matchup ready for you go, which is Mindfreak and Equinox. Don't go anywhere.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. We are about to head into this Mindfreak versus Equinox match. Sorry. Just need to wait for the players to be ready, and we'll be heading on into it. Now, DevMarta, Equinox versus Mindfreak. What's your pick?
Look, gotta have the money on Mindfreak for this one. This is gonna be I don't know. I mean, it could be a close one, but honestly, we're talking about a team here that's had such a strong track record in Mindfreak. A team that went to the Invitational, the international event, and got 8th place, shared 8th place with 4 other teams, versing a team, Equinox, who have had mixed results. Like, they made it into the Pro League, so they got top 8 after the Pro League qualifiers, but they just didn't quite show up so well in ANZ Cup.
Yeah, for sure. Overall, though, Equinox is still a very, very good team.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. Equinox are a strong team, but they've got a very difficult target ahead of them in Mindfreak.
Yes, that's definitely so. But I suppose, you could say that Mindfreak might not be as strong as we expect them to be, because they are missing Kings, and he's been replaced with Pun.
Yes, so, I mean, Kings leaving Mindfreak, or Kings being removed from Mindfreak, was a decision from Mindfreak, I guess. They wanted to kind of improve their roster, I guess. So Kings ended up going over to SYF. There was been rumors that Mindfreak had been picking up Neophyter, but we saw Neophyter today play for Athletico, and so instead we've got Pun coming back. Now, Pun, at the end of last season, was traded out for Rizraz.
Yes, and then, so they originally had Kings, but now they've dropped Kings, and so Pun has come back in. So he never left Mindfreak, he was always the sub, but, yeah, I'm just a bit puzzled as to why that actual decision came on through.
Yeah, I mean, you yourself actually told me that you weren't too surprised when they decided to remove Kings from their roster.
Yeah, like, if you look at the performance he had at the Invitational, like when they were on stage, he got 1 kill, which, I think, from what I can't remember who said, but, dropped for poor performance at the Invitational. Like, that being said, he did get a 4v1 clutch at the Invitational as well in the group stages, so I don't know. Yeah. It's always open for debate. I suppose, there's also just that big meme right now about Mindfreak of the right player for the right role when they've gone through all those players. Yeah.
They're still trying to find the right players, and I guess they have an idea of what their roles are, but they're not quite exactly sure about the players thus far. But Pun bringing back, I mean, he was always a strong player. He wasn't the most amazing fragger on the board, but he was a great team player. And I think he's a dedicated player who's going to know everything that Mindfreak does, because as a sub, he's been practicing with them and learning from them. Yeah,
well, what Dizzle said to me, right, is that Pun very rarely makes mistakes, and I suppose that's true. He's a very solid player, but he's not going to get your 4v1 clutch or whatever. But we are into this one. Clubhouse is the first map. It's a C4 coming out, and that's going to catch Exhibit. Nicely done there, as it's going to be striking still in the tunnel. He's going to get smoked down. He has to aggress. He's found nothing, and he's going to go down for it. Not much done. He's done a lot of damage, though. Rizraz is low.
That was a great job there from Mindfreak. Dealt with that blitz so well.
Yeah.
I guess they practiced exactly that. It was that blitz from Rogue. Rogue actually brought that to them at the Invitational.
Yes.
It really gave them a lot of trouble, and that Rogue played it so well, and I'm not surprised that Mindfreak have said, all right, we need to develop a counter for this.
Oh, yeah.
And they have.
And, that's pretty much immediately put Equinox at a massive disadvantage.
Well, not only have Equinox failed to establish dominance over Dirt Tunnel, which was clearly an integral part of their push, but they've also lost 2 players.
Yes. Oh, JD can't land the shots, and he's going to go down to Aces. We're also going to see Pun. Yeah,
Almost a flawless victory here, with Cursed only on a small sliver of HP.
Yep, about 24, 23. So Mindfreak definitely showing up very large in this very first round. Equinox had a few good ideas, but the execution was not there. Yes? No? Maybe? No? Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah. Well, Kirst has got his flank to be wary of, and he is going to be finished off by Lusty at the end of the hallway. And that will be the first round going to Mindfreak, as we kind of expected after how those first minute or so went.
Yeah, good stuff from Mindfreak. just a really dominant start on the dirt tunnel counter. Really good stuff. And they just continued on. Like you said, solid players. Every one of them, Pun, he's a solid player. He doesn't make mistakes. Some of these players on the Mindfreak roster, they are playmakers and they do make mistakes. Rizraz, Magnet. But at the same time, that's kind of a good thing. You want these players who'll take those risks. And players who are risk takers will inherently make mistakes every few rounds. But at the same time, they're going to get those, they're going to make those risky plays that are going to win you in an unwinnable situation.
Well, Kirst has just had his eardrums blown out after a shotgun was shot right next to his face. But he is, yeah, that was pretty close, I suppose. Looks like he's going to be on duty of getting these hatches.
Yeah, looks like it. And JD as well going to be helping him out. Interesting setup. We're seeing the, I don't know, pretty typical stuff. I'm curious to see where the mirror is going to go down. Lots of different people have different interpretation of the mirrors. What I'm actually surprised to see is this smoke here reinforcing that wall. Usually that's where one would put a rotate hole, and the wall just next to it is the one you reinforce, because if you leave this wall soft, it actually allows an angle all the way in from, all the way down into oil pit, all the way into dirt tunnel, and particularly if you're playing someone like a Blackbeard or a Glaz, you can open up that angle and abuse hits.
Yeah, alright, but we do have a blitz of Mindfreak zone. That's aces on that one. Thoughts?
I mean, I'm not too surprised. Mindfreak clearly are trying to pick up on this international meta. I feel like it's Mindfreak's priority at the moment. They've been to an international event and done well for themselves.
Yep.
And I think that APAC as a whole has been given some flack for just not keeping up and not embracing the meta that the international teams have been. And I think that Mindfreak are trying to be the exception to that rule.
Yeah, well, I suppose you can't really say that Mindfreak haven't been keeping up though, like especially with the performance we saw from them at the Invitational, top 8.
For sure.
That's
for sure.
Simply amazing.
Honestly, I think that in terms of meta adaptations across regions, I think it's really going to be apparent when we see Lion become available. Obviously, for those who do not know, Lion is not available to be used in the ANZ Pro League for this week, just due to the fact that it is not released to the public yet, despite the fact that it is usable in NA. It's just different regional rules. So
yes,
that's why we're not seeing it.
Now, Aces, he was very aggressive into this dirt tunnel, almost punished him. But if he was the old Blitz where he'd sprint with his shield down, he would have been dead.
Oh yeah, and that's why the shield up sprint is the single buff that has made Blitz so much more viable. And on top of that, oh wow, nice impact nade. It's going to take him down for a few HP. It's going to walk into a Legion Mine as well, and he can't pull that Legion Mine out. That's why he smoked it up, and he has to get himself safe before he can pull it out. And wow, what a great play from the Legion there. Is going to leave Aces with only a sliver of HP now. The Blitz has been nerfed to, well, nerf buff, whatever you call it, to a 2 armor. So now it's far less bullets required, and with only that amount of HP, a shot or two to the leg might do the trick. He's going to get a hip-fire headshot, but he's been let even further down, and the smoke, he can't even inhale a second of that toxic babe, or else he will fall.
Yeah, we've been really distracted by this, but, I just realized there's a lot of stuff going down on other sides of the map. Magnet, he's going to drop on that Ying. He's found one. Is he going to find this second one prone behind the mirror here? I think he's going to land a few shots as Pun's also finished one off. But now Magnet is going to go low as the diffuser's gone down. Exhibit's found Aces, but Aces is going to trade straight back onto Exhibit. And Mindfreak looking dominant.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised here. I think that most people would have definitely favored Mindfreak. We know that they like this map. We know that they like working on their mistakes, and we saw them get quite thrashed on this map by Rogue at the Invitational, and they've just looked at those issues and said, all right, let's go and work off that and become reinforce our position as the #1 team in the APAC region.
Yeah, I suppose we missed a lot of that attack though. We were so focused as to what was happening on in the tunnel. We missed a lot of that one. But going into this one, bar stock room, and we are seeing a Montagne.
Yeah, the Montagne, not something we see a lot of these days. Fabian brought it out at the Invitational himself in the grand final versus Continuum. Evil Geniuses. Sorry, it's been a while, guys. Continuum obviously became Evil Geniuses. But yeah, this Montagne has been very much used in a couple of really specific situations. It's fallen out of the overall meta. If we see a shield these days, it's usually the Blitz, but As for Clubhouse, I'd like to point out the fact that we see ViewSonic Darksided bring this Montaigne to their downstairs attacks. And I mean, it's entirely possible that we'll see a ViewSonic Darksided style attack here from Equinox.
Well, yeah, well, and we're just getting their drones all in and around. Looks like Pun wants to be here to bandit trick. Although the Monty kind of tells me they aren't even going to bother with the strip club side of the map.
Well, I guess we'll see here. I guess you could always say that the Montaigne's potentially just brought for a good old-fashioned stock plant behind the Montaigne, but yeah. Anything's possible.
Yeah, well, it really looks like that's what they're setting up for.
Why would you open up that hole, Cursed? I'm incredibly surprised to see that opened up. If I was defending this site, that's one of the things I would love to see.
How has Cursed already gone down?
Wow.
Where was that from? I've no idea. Was there someone? There's someone up in the garage here in Lusty, so that must have been his doing. Looks like the Monty wants to come and help contest this as well. Is that a suppressor on JD? It is.
Yeah, pretty surprising for 95, but he's going to get taken down by Magnet there. Nice crossfire, as you said, Lusty as well on the smoke. And, you know, they've got everything they need in the smoke and leash to prevent even the tiniest bit of ground being taken for Equinox here.
Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised that they're trying to force this issue. Cursed, here we go from the opposite angle, but Magnets there for the refrag. Magnets also found Exhibit on the Monty. This is just falling apart so fast. Wow.
Double C4 to clean it all up from Aces. What an amazing round here from Mindfreak. This is dominating. And I don't expect that we're going to see map 3 here in this best of 3 series.
Well, you know, I was saying to these teams beforehand that, you know, I've got to get to work in an hour. You know, I've said to the guys at work I'm going to be late probably, thanks to this being on tonight, and they're like, yeah, chill. But you know, the pace this is going, there's I should be right.
Look, I think Mindfreak are going to help you out with that one.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people would be critical of them losing Kings, such a fantastic fragger, but Pun, like we said, solid player, really solid player.
Look, he's gotten 2 frags. He's doing better than Rizraz and Lusty so far.
And Rizraz and Lusty are known to be some of the most fantastic playmakers for the Mindfreak side, but I mean, when you're up 3 rounds and you might not have even had a chance to actually see any enemy players, you can't really have a go at the scoreline, the kill numbers for the attacking side. Equinox, on the other hand, there's a lot of work. You got to try and get every frag that you possibly can in a situation where you just can't get any ground. Once again, trying to defend here onto the basement.
The thing is,
fairly dominating last time.
The thing is, none of these rounds have been close. They've all been fairly Mindfreak dominated, haven't they?
Left before insertion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, you know, I don't want to even sound a bit biased or anything, but like, there hasn't been any positives in any of the rounds we've seen so far.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah. Look, I feel like Equinox are going to have a real struggle, and I want to have hope for them that they're going to scrape by, but Mindfreak are known to ride the absolute wave because, you know, ANZ Cup Grand Final, best of 5 series against ViewSonic Darksided. Mindfreak won 5 straight rounds on map 1, 5 straight rounds on map 2, 4 straight rounds on the final map, only losing 1 round in a 15-1 of a best of 3. That's just unheard of.
Yeah, that was for demolishing. As one of the casters I work with, something else likes to use, a shellacking. that's the thing.
Yeah. We're going to have Mindfreak fairly confidently just taking control aside. Not a lot of time really wasted here. Things are just happening nice and slowly and steadily. I'm going to be opening up that bar hatch now. Got all the hatches open as far as I know, but Striking's still playing here inside of dirt.
Yeah, it's very interesting that Aces has gone for the Blackbeard instead of the Blitz this time. He did have the Blitz selected to start off with. That's one thing I didn't notice, but he's changed over to Blackbeard. Of course, you know, he has had some pretty famous plays on Blackbeard on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's gotten an ace fairly recently in the APAC, Pro League, but yeah, he's a nuts player on the Blackbeard as well. He likes his shields, he does. and he's capable on all of them. He's doing the exact same thing he just did with Blitz, but this time with a Blackbeard. And he almost finds Striking really dancing with death here and having to fall further and further back into dirt as he gets thrown out and pushed by this Blackbeard.
Yes. So, you know, we saw this last time. Let's focus on how the rest of this push is shaping up. No buck, but they have opened up a bit of the floor with the Zofia Lifeline tool. And I think Rippy is going to go down as he was trying to aggress on up. But that's to his detriment. Lusty will find JD. So it looks like Lusty playing from above, but cursed through the floor. That's not a bad shot.
Not at all. That's doing some serious work here for his team, getting the first kill on the board. But Magnet finds one. Rizraz, another curse. He found one. He has to find the other 4 in order to get his team a round win on the board here.
They're slow
He's
peeking
got
him.
double peek. Magnet found him. And even if he had found that shot into Magnet, it would have been aces to clean that one up. And Mindfreak only losing 1 player in that round. This is dominating.
Yeah. Beautifully done there by Mindfreak, and we are already on to match point. Look, 4 kills in total for Equinox. 3 of them are for Cursed and 1 for Exhibit.
Yeah, and 20 on the side of Mindfreak. So it's absolutely crazy that we're seeing such a dominating victory so far for Mindfreak. 1 more round to close out map 1, and then we're heading on to map 2, which is Border. We didn't mention this, but this is Equinox's map pick. Clubhouse right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say Mindfreak are right now the undisputed top team in the region, and it's not even like it feels like they're close to the other teams. It feels like they're leaps and bounds ahead, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, recently we had some very close. I don't know. I would have agreed with you maybe a few weeks ago, but then we saw Mindfreak really look mortal coming up against, for example, SYF.
Oh, yes.
SYF beat them in the best of 1, beat them in the best of 3. Taboo managed to take them, make them fight really hard for their win in the semifinals of the ANZ Cup. Taboo managing to take Oregon off of Mindfreak. Oregon, a map that a lot of people believe to be very strong for Mindfreak. And yet, after that, Mindfreak still being so dominant against Darksider with a 15-1 and so dominant here against Equinox.
So far.
So far, yeah. Yeah, to be fair. Now, I would agree with you, though, that Mindfreak looking so dominant at the moment. Like, the only team that's really seriously given Mindfreak a run for their money is SYF. And SYF, in my eyes, is a completely different team in the roster changes it's had in the last week. And it, in my eyes, is not looking nearly as strong as it was before.
I suppose also you can say that Taboo did take a map off Mindfreak, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that was Oregon.
Yep, which is one of their better maps as well. So, they were playing with Kings then, though, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes. They were playing with Kings, but in my eyes, Mindfreak's still not quite sure who they want for their core 5. Pun here, I mean, they love him as a sub, no doubt. He's a lovely guy, really nice player, really solid player. But the question is, do they want him to be on their core roster? And we're not quite sure about that just yet. Might still be looking for another player. We'll have to wait and see. Striking, bringing out the Twitch, trying to find something. But honestly, there's no real high-value targets
to
mirror. Try and take out with that Twitch. No mirror. That's really the main thing. Not even any Jaeger devices, which would be the other thing I'd say. Yeah, Mindfreak, in not going for the well, I mean, in contrast, right? Having to go back to that, they've got a lot of different utility. They've got the Mute Jam that's denying intel, and they've also got the Lesion. So, they've got quite a lot of intel going for them. They've got quite a lot of intel denial in the Mute and the Vigil. But I don't know. I like it.
Well, Magnet denied a lot of information there as he took down 2 drones. And now they know he's been playing aggressive and Exhibit from the stairs. That's the opening pick going to Equinox for the first time, finally. Snade's going to be tossed on down. I don't think it's done any damage. Pun. Or who was it close by? Aces. He's on the other side of the wall.
And that's the thing. You said that they're not bringing a Jaeger, but at the same time, they're not getting themselves into a position where they're likely to be grenaded. They're being incredibly mobile. They're not just saying, okay, this is my square meter I have to sit in. I'm going to wait for myself to get grenaded and protected by an ADS. But They're being much more mobile and moving them. And so far, they're the only one to lose a player. JD losing his Blackbeard shield there in a gunfight, not managing to deal any damage back.
Ooh, that's great right there.
Wow.
The thermite charge for the hatch was completely denied, and there is no Habana. Looks like it's going to force the hand here as JD is going to find another one onto Rizraz. So it's now a 5-on-3. This is actually looking good. For Equinox, that's Nitro. Ooh.
They have to force their way through this choke point, though, but if you want anyone holding a narrow angle, it's going to be a Blackbeard. JD's got work to do with that Blackbeard shield out in front of his face, but no, he's going to fall. That can't happen. Another one falls, and this is now a 2 versus 2 with only 25 seconds to go.
Right, up to Lusty, and he can hear the plant go down. He's going to throw out a gas grenade. That's really going to force Exhibit out of there.
Oh, wow.
He's gone to the opposite corner right now, and now Lusty just has to play time. He's going to toss out another smoke, and Exhibit's going to have to push up, and Lusty's found the frag. 1-on-2. That is a 5-0 for Mindfreak.
Absolutely dominating stuff. Every single play from Mindfreak, just knowing exactly what they need to do to make this work. And let's just have a look at this kill distribution. Honestly, Mindfreak's so strong here on Equinox's map pick. And we've got 2 more maps to go, 1 potentially 2. Border and Coastline is decided. I don't think we're going to get past Border.
Is that 2 donuts, I see?
Rippy and Striking both not really managing to do anything for their team. On contrast, the side of Mindfreak really confidently and comfortably evenly scored out. So there's a lot of work ahead for Equinox now. I don't think too many people are surprised. Mindfreak undisputed top team, and on the other hand, Equinox a strong team, but at the same time regarded as not really not in the top 6, I would say. So there were 6 teams who all made it to the 3-way tiebreakers for ANZ Cup, and ANZ Cup I say is a little bit of a training ground for the Pro League, and Equinox wasn't one of those. And so I guess you could say they may not be top 6, but they proved that they're top 8 by getting into the Pro League. So that means they're either 7th or 8th seed, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Coming here against what we would kind of consider the top seed in the ANZ region, it's a lot of work cut out for them in order to take this one on. And if they get smashed, then I just hope they can take a round off. It's back to the same mentality I had for Darksided in their potential 15-0 in the best of 5 series at the grand final of the ANZ Cup. They just need to take a round. That's the first step.
All right, so Border is the next map. I thought it was Coastline. I think someone said that.
Coastline's the decider. But map pick from Mindfreak is Border.
All right, well, we're going to head into this one straight away. That was a very swift last game, wasn't it? I think 20 minutes, if that.
Yeah, it's going past very quickly. Mindfreak just going crazy. And here we are on Border, a map that they love. In the ANZ Cup, where they had a hard-fought match against Taboo, but they beat Taboo on this map, the map which Taboo picked. Mindfreak are pretty well known for 5-0ing Athletico in the Invitational qualifiers. Mindfreak love Border.
Yes, it is one of their best maps as well. I'd have to say, Mindfreak really did win this ban phase, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, you're talking about a team who's just way more confident in a larger map pool, way more established. So you can't really blame them for just, in general, having a better, being more likely to win the ban phase.
Yeah, well, you kind of think that, pretty much all the maps in the map pool Mindfreak are good on, and they can, really target their bans anyway. What maps don't we see Mindfreak play?
Skyscraper, I don't think I've seen them play, but I don't think I've seen anyone play Skyscraper.
They did try it. They took it against Mantis, and they got demolished 5-0.
Well, there you go.
That was
that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's when they played them to see which teams were going to the Pro League finals. So last Pro League, they lost at the finals. But yeah, nothing.
That was a long time ago. That was a different Mindfreak as well. I mean, Mindfreak has changed a lot. Not necessarily in the roster. The only roster change being from today's lineup is that Kings was on the roster and Rizraz wasn't. He was playing for Consulate at the time. Well, I don't know. Here on Border, Equinox, at least I'm glad to see Equinox are trying to make this map their own by starting things a little bit left of field and bringing us to the customs and supply room defense.
Yeah, alright, well, it looks like they've realised that there is this mirror here to contest with, and Kirst is hiding out behind it. So that looks like the spot they want to take immediately, but it's completely contested. Look at this, we've got 4 people up above. Completely clear over in the A bomb site. Wow.
Well, that's the thing about this bomb site. You can deny every single plant spot inside of supply room or inside of the customs itself. You can even deny entrance into detention just from above through holes in the floor if you make the right holes. So that's why the top floor becomes such a heavily contested area, and that's why you got to defend security. In order to defend security, typically, you've got to defend armory, because armory is one of the best places to actually take security.
Oh yeah.
But it looks like Aces is just able to brute force this down. If someone gets rid of the barbed wire in front of him, he's going to be just heading on through. Rizraz with the Glaz coming up behind him is also going to be helping out. And Lusty looking to get cheeky over here. There's no, oh no way, he takes down Striking. He's going to move straight in. Gets taken down by Exhibit, but Magnet finds JD in reply. Rippy getting Magnet in reply. This is now a 3-on-3 Exhibit, though, taken down to only 1 bullet's worth of HP, and I think he has decided it's time to get out. CCTV control taken for Mindfreak.
Oh yeah. Looks like we heard Ace has taken a bit of damage. Was he running into a battery? I think he might have been on that blitz.
Running into batteries is actually something to be really wary of playing shield operators, because if you hit a battery and take damage from it, you actually get your shield knocked out of the way as if you'd been meleeed. So you definitely don't want that to happen while someone's got their eye on you, because they'll just quickly headshot you.
Yeah, and so taking this top floor has allowed Aces to open up that mirror that we saw Kirst contesting him from to start on off with. So they are going to make their way in to passport check if so required.
They've got tons of time to decide how they want to take this one. Honestly, they've got 2 players nicely trapped inside a supply room with only 1 exit, if you don't count, you know, running outside. I feel like Mindfreak have just got to kind of use the holes above, get a plant down below, and work from there. Rizraz looking to head in through the lobby. Aces has a hole opened up by Pun to get himself into passport. Yeah. Rizraz taking down Rippy. That was the only roam of the last 2 of Equinox's players are inside of supply room and detention. Plant's gonna start going down. Aces tries to ninja that C4, but it doesn't even matter. Plant goes down. C4 doesn't find anything. Curse, though, finds Pun. 2 versus 2 now, but when you're trying to retake a bomb site onto a blitz, good luck.
Especially when he's got a popped mirror to his advantage. They're gonna have to clear out Riz and push from a different angle. Aces just needs to stand in a spot where he can cover his hand a lot better. Looks like Rizraz is just about to get pushed. As who's
Rizraz could get flanked here.
Yeah.
From Teller's side.
Kirst
oh, he is
pushing up.
Kirst could actually make this work for himself. Rizraz, though, finds Exhibit, and now Kirst, they know exactly where Kirst is, and Rizraz has smoke to peek through, and he's going to finish off Kirst with a nice headshot and win the round for his team. First round on the board here for Mindfreak.
Yeah, it was made competitive. It looked a lot better than Clubhouse did for Equinox there, didn't it?
Definitely. I really like Equinox picking that left of field bomb site, but in the end, it just wasn't quite enough. They didn't deny quite enough time on the top floor of CCTV. They got taken out. They did a good job getting 2 kills out of it, trading 2 for 2, but at the same time, just wasn't enough. And Mindfreak, a team that are going to use the remaining minute and a half that they have at their disposal to reassess, reevaluate, and push.
All right then. So Mindfreak, being pretty standard and on meta, are going for a Armory Lockers Archives hold first.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Yep, no surprises here. Armory Lockers and Archives is the indisputably most favored bomb site on this map. And people do tend to take it. Now, there are a lot of different interpretations of this particular bomb site. Lots of different places where people like to put their mirrors. Tends to be the hole revolves around the mirrors. Usually there's one fountain, one inside of the little desk room looking onto the armory wall, and we're going to see that one in fountain by the looks of things. But we've also seen quite a few other different versions taken. You can put an aggressive one on armory wall. You can put one inside of archives looking into fountain and open up the walls of fountain. Or you can even potentially do a hard CCTV hold and have one, which is what Darksided like to do.
Yeah.
Put one inside of CCTV and open up fountains so you can defend offices and east stairs from that side.
Look at all the reinforcements Mindfreak have put over here, though. That is more than you'd normally see.
Yeah, definitely. And in contrast, there's no reinforcement on the desk wall inside a little desk where typically you'd see a mirror. So that tells me they might be putting that mirror, yeah, as you can see, on the armory wall exterior, as you can see just there. Equinox, though, droning in. They're going to figure out how to take this one. Lusty playing the banner. We don't see Lusty play a lot of banner. It's usually a little bit of a mirror main for his side.
Oh, I like that double claymore. Sorry to just interrupt you. Right, because most people, to avoid that claymore, will vault over the wall. If I just zoom in a bit, sorry. To avoid this first claymore, they'll vault over the wall into the other claymore. It's beautifully done. But as I say, that Rizraz, he's opened up on things onto the buck. Buck is so important. You need to really clear out from below if that's the way you want to take this bomb site. And oh, he's going to see the arm.
No, you can't do that. He misses the shots, but Rizraz, if he had gotten taken out in reply, that would have been not a good start. Bandit Trick doesn't manage to be successful. I'm not quite sure why that is. Must have been holes from below, but Rizraz actually managed to get one.
Rizraz.
Pick another one. What a shot, Rizraz. You don't usually put your most aggressive player on a smoke, but I guess it's working for him, and I believe that is Lusty getting himself... Oh, what a crazy round. Was that a 3K for Lusty?
No, 3K for Rizraz, 2K for Lusty.
Crazy stuff from these two players.
How do you deal with this, right? You've done everything right. You've opened up the wall, but suddenly you got 4 players dead, and it's just the Glaz on his own.
Yeah, well, Mindfreak just so comfortable on this. They know when to get aggressive. They know when to stop, and their aggression is at the moment the thing that's really perpetuating them through this. Equinox not really finding that ground to punish the aggression. They could, these guys are taking risks. Rizraz getting that melee hole ground at floor height. He could have gotten taken down then and there from a pre-fire through the floor. He could have gotten taken down when he was peeking from half wall, but no, he just landed his shots. Yeah. And it's not because Rizraz is, 10 times the better aimer of all of the Equinox players. It's not because of that. It's because of the mentality and the confidence. And confidence makes you land shots.
Oh yeah, that is true. Some players need to get a frag or two before they can start standing up. Striking still hasn't got a frag these whole couple of matches. Well, these first couple of maps. That's 7 rounds. It's been unfortunate. I really feel like the Mindfreak at the moment, they're playing, as you said, we had the smoke peeking out. That's more aggressive than what you normally expect. I think that's also them trying to realise that they have to take every single edge they can, even if it means taking risks.
Well, that's the thing. It's a serious skill. It's a different style of play in just, playing normally, playing safe, playing by the book, and trying to perpetuate your lead and completely psych out the enemy team. Mindfreak are experts at that. They've been doing it right now, peeking all of these ridiculous angles, getting the kills, and they were doing it. They did it when they 15-1 VSonic Darksided, and they're so good at it.
So you can see there, Ace is trying to find his drone. It was hidden right at his feet. It was pretty funny. And Magnet was AFK, but he's back now.
Yeah, well. Didn't waste that much time, and honestly, Mindfreak are in a position where they can afford to be a little bit like that, honestly. 7 rounds in a row. 7 rounds is better than 14 rounds, but...
Oh, yes.
It was something nonetheless.
Alright, so this is different. I think Aces has seen that Valkyrie camera. So obviously they're going to defend heavily from the mirror, using those holes in the wall to send their shots out and reply. No real soft breach apart from the Zofia, so Magnet is going to have to get on up there and open up some of that wall. And I think they might have realised, because he was going to... Or is he going to open up from below? I really don't like that. What else can they use?
I'm not quite sure exactly what the plan is right now, but Mindfreak...
Oh, they can just deny the mirror. Alright, there we go.
There you go.
Whoa, Magnet sees the head but can't land it as striking. He's going to finally get on the board. That is Rizraz going down. So once again, we're seeing a smoke peek aggressively. He's seen the head, but Magnet is there for the Mindfreak refrag. It's going to rappel up onto the catwalk as well.
Now we've got Mindfreak starting to collapse on the armory side. Lusty going to be heading up main stairs as well.
Alright, so Ace is going to get hit by that own concussion. Going to toss down a smoke grenade. Looked like that fell through the floor. Indeed it did.
Unfortunate.
As Ace is just going to waltz right on in there. Rippy's there to find Lusty, however, but Aces, he's flashed up, but he will take down JD as well. Punisher, he's going to be trying to stick this plant right now. As there is still one at Lockers, and Ace is going to see, flash out, can't land the shots. He's gone prone, and that's going to be to his demise. The Mirror's been injured. Ace is going to clean up that kill as well, and it's up to Rippy, trying to go for the flank. Oh, that's a nice shot into Punisher, but he's left with 5 HP and a dream. He's going to get shot in the side unless he can find the shots, but Magnet is there for the cleanup, and that's Mindfreak. 8 rounds in a row now.
Yeah, and not looking to give up a single round here in this best of 3. Are we going to see another 2 more rounds and then that's it? Are we going to see a 10-0? I think it's entirely possible here.
Yep. So, I don't know. How can
there's only so much analysis you can do in this.
They're getting creamed. They're getting wrecked.
JD's still on the JD's still on the donut. Strikey managed to pick up a single kill, but we've got 3 players on Equinox who only have 1 kill. Rippy managing to get 3, but like we've been saying again and again, a kill means nothing if you get it in a clutch that you don't win, and Rippy just got 1 in that situation. So it's really looking grim for these guys. I like what they're trying. It's just the fact that Mindfreak is psyching them out. They're still doing these things. They're bringing the blitz. They're trying these different things. They're trying to, be a little bit different, embrace their own identity and their own style, but they're just losing gunfights because Mindfreak is just playing that way. Sometimes I feel like maybe Equinox just needs to kind of bait Mindfreak into taking these gunfights, and then Equinox have to be ready, expecting every single time someone's going to be peeking that, and you're just going to land that shot.
It's just so hard to play against, isn't it? As we take a while to load into this one. I think maybe Rizraz got something nutty and decided to shadow play it, and that's what's causing his game to load. I know that happens to me. If I shadow play something, the next round I might load slowly or something. But yeah, I think this is gonna be over. Equinox realised that they are getting destroyed. We're finally into it. I wouldn't put them past, I wouldn't put it past them giving it a good go though. There's no reason to not try. There's always hope in a game which relies on the skill of your individual players. It just feels like the teamwork is really what's destroying that here for Mindfreak.
Now that said, the more time that passes, the more and more you got to feel like you're just getting dejected. You're not going to have your confidence. That's the thing about Mindfreak, going through all this crazy peak and winning these fights. It dejects you. It makes you feel like there is no coming back.
So this is something we see fairly commonly. Magnet on the castle is going to just use the 1 reinforcement and the castle barricade.
Yeah, pretty much default stuff for this site here that we have on ventilation and workshop. The secondary bomb side, obviously, Mindfreak won their top floor defense, so they're heading on downstairs. Yeah, super basic stuff. Super not basic, but super typical stuff here.
Yeah,
to be expected from this castle.
I suppose if we really want to talk about the first couple of seasons of R6, it was about who had the strats, right? But now a lot of the strats have been explored, and yes, new stuff can come up, but now it relies pretty much who's got the better teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork and team play, understanding of the game, understanding of how your team operates, and just working into that and taking advantage of that. Yes, the strategies mean a lot, but at the same time, I feel like there's so much more of a basic skill requirement in terms of just how your team operates that you need to even just have working before you can get strats. And that's why we have teams like Penta doing so well, because you can strat all you like. If Penta have better team coordination and oh wow, shot from Rippy is going to take down Aces though, but he's going to get severely damaged for it. Wow, striking the JD punishes that one, but striking gets finished off by Rizraz. The timed aggression is just so strong for Mindfreak, refragging every single kill. Rizraz here managing to get 2 for himself, but a lot of HP taken off the board for him, as well as JD and Rippy on the opposite side.
See that double angle setup that Mindfreak were holding right? Oh, that Lusty was holding right there. Exhibit there for the refrag though. So this is looking like the best round we've seen from Equinox so far, hasn't it?
Well, Equinox are being so much more prepared to take these fights. They're expecting that Mindfreak are going to keep peeking them, and they're getting ready for them. But now it's all up to Rippy. He was the man to get the opening frag in this round. And now he's got to find the final 2 in order to win this out for his team. He's got so much time. Only 2 minutes have surpassed. He has to find the first one. A shot into the shoulder of Pun is going to light him up a little bit. But still, we're going to have likely... Oh, are you kidding me, Rippy?
Lol.
Oh,
What did he expect, honestly? Like, there's one thing accidentally shooting it into something in front of you. There's another thing of shooting into a wall and walking into the radius. This just sums up how Equinox have been going. They're on tilt. They're you know.
You're psyched out, man.
Yeah.
These guys got to go try hard some ranked after this in order to get their mentality back. I feel like that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, they are a few of them are diamond already. I'd know because I cast them the other day. I was having a chat with my mate who I was casting with, and I'm like, we're talking about how the new season started, and we're just having a look at everyone's ranks. A few of the Equinox guys are diamond already, but that just shows, like, in competitive play like this, rank means nothing because, you know,
Absolutely.
they're getting destroyed right now. Lusty, he's decided to pick up a Dokkaebi.
Well, I mean, I feel like at this point, Mindfreak are just playing. They're just playing the game. They're just going crazy, whatever they feel like it. That these aren't strat. Like Mindfreak are a fairly strategic team, but at the same time, one thing I like about what they do is they don't kind of set themselves set in stone in particular operators and particular strats. And we were talking earlier tonight. We were talking about Athletico's lineup. They bring the same lineup every time to their Consulate attack because that way they're prepared for anything. In contrast, Mindfreak are just like, all right, let's try this one this time. Let's try that one this time. But the thing is, they're so comfortable and flexible in changing things up. They don't come to an obstacle and be like, oh, we didn't bring a buck this time. How are we gonna do this? They're like, all right, let's problem solve this. What do we do this? How do we use this? How do we make use of this? And I really like that kind of play style. It's something that just makes me think of Penta. I feel like I've referenced Penta about 5 or 6 times. During
here we go.
Oh, what a shot there from Rizraz. Complete intel. They knew that striking was going for the run out, and that is Valkyrie taking
He's been pre-aiming it. No, he's been pre-aiming every round. I don't think they knew, but
Oh, really?
yes.
Surely. Wow.
It's something I pre-aim every round. Like, it's such a common thing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny though. I feel like I've been saying Mindfreak are the ones that need to get punished for their aggression, but the problem is Equinox aren't looking at Mindfreak's aggression and saying, all right, let's take Potato there from Magnet.
Maggie
doesn't manage to refrag. Come on, Maggie. Doesn't manage to refrag his buddy as JD did get 1 kill and then get out with about 40 HP.
Oh, Lusty! He's gonna get peeked and taken down there by Rippy, but Rippy's gone low for it. Feels like Mindfreak are just playing a bit crazy right now that they have gone 9 rounds in a row.
Well, the thing is, Equinox have decided, all right, Mindfreak are going crazy aggressive, let's do that too. And sometimes it's working for them, you know, regarding like AD. Sometimes it's not, you know, striking straight up dive from a spawn peak.
They have spotted the Echo drone though. I saw them spotted out on the camera as it's going to reposition. I don't think Ace
Magnet's going to see it straight away. Yeah. Magnet's going to see it straight away again on his camera. Yeah, Ace is going to spot it out as well. Really good job. People underestimate how valuable droning out the Echo drone is. Something that I've noticed a lot recently with kind of Echo coming back in and being quite a prominent, something we see quite often. You've got to know how to counter that.
Right then. Oh, Magnet's gone down. This is looking like a 2-on-4. This is looking great for Equinox finally. As we did see a few of the fundamentals just fall apart. Lusty not droning out these stairs here and dying as he's trying to peek into it. But here we go. Ace says he's going to punish Cursed as he tries to run away after shooting him in the face, smack banging the shield. So it's not over just yet. Anything can happen still as Aces has to expose his back. But he's going to push up anyway. And Pun's found one. Pun's found another. This round has just fallen apart. Equinox, this is the one you were meant to win. And now it's up to Rippy with less than 25 HP. He's going to have to push up. They're going to hear him in the barbed wire as the diffuser has been planted.
And this is the round that Equinox thought they were going to save themselves from being 10-0'd, but now you're coming up against a Blitz. Ace is going to clean that one up, and that's a 10-0. Something that we never thought should have happened after such a convincing lead. But Equinox just falling apart one by one. Exhibit saying fun game, yet fair enough. I'm sure it was for you, mate. A really rough time there for Equinox. Just establishing themselves. We are the #1 team, and we are going to absolutely dominate when given the opportunity.
That was a destruction. No one on Mindfreak even reached double digits there. Ace is getting the closest onto 9, but yeah.
That said, I mean, Equinox didn't manage to fall into the donut trap, so I mean, congrats to them. Every player managed to get a frag, so
yes,
that's something.
Yes, that is correct. So Mindfreak are the eventual winners in this one. Any real analysis we can give to that apart from Mindfreak just showed up and destroyed? Like, it was like, you know, they're smurfing in the Pro League right now.
I think we said it all, honestly. Mindfreak are the superior team. They're comfortable on those maps. They played Equinox like a fiddle. They played into the psychology of it, and they just kept on peaking. And at the one time when Mindfreak looked like they were going to lose out, Equinox just didn't manage to pull through, and Mindfreak said, all right, let's win this one. We're not going to give them a round. Look, 2v4, that's not happening.
Especially,
we're going to make this.
One was a shield, right? And I think in like those clutch situations where shields really have a lot of trouble, you just need to establish a crossfire on them, but they just didn't do it. Like, no. I don't know. It's just such a feels bad man for Equinox, isn't it?
Yeah, poor guys, and they're going to have one chance to stay in this Pro League. Why don't we talk a little bit about the brackets? So this is Group B.
I can bring that back up.
Yeah, so earlier today we've had Taboo versus Athletico. Now that was a fantastic, really hard-fought match from both teams. Went to 2-1, went to overtime on 2 maps, and Athletico managed to come out victorious at the end of that one over Taboo, going to the 11th round on Clubhouse. That was a seriously good watch. If you missed it, definitely go back and watch it. And then here we had the other 2 teams in Group B, Mindfreak and Equinox. Well, you've just seen that one. You've seen how dominating Mindfreak have been. And that's going to mean that next week we're going to have, basically, it's going to be Taboo versus Equinox in basically the knockout match on who's going to win. And whoever wins that progresses on, gets another chance. Whoever loses that is out of the Pro League. Now, Group A we had yesterday.
Yep, I'll bring that up too. So we saw ViewSonic Darksided with a 2-0 against Zero Gaming. Zero Gaming started off very well, but in the end, ViewSonic Darksided woke up and were able to take that one. And then we also saw Team Tahoot versus SYF, which was a bit of an upset. SYF coming out on top, but with all the roster changes. Sorry, Tahoot coming out on top. But with all the roster changes SYF have been through, it's, I kind of suppose, not as surprising.
The funny thing with that is that SYF, they changed their roster to become stronger. They picked up Kings, who is a very experienced player coming obviously from the former Mindfreak roster. And they picked up other players that they thought were strong fraggers. And it turns out that having a team full of strong fraggers doesn't actually mean that you have a very, very strong team. And they lost to Team Tahoot, a team notorious for their fragging ability. So frag versus frag, SYF didn't manage to make it through that one.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll finish it off here, guys. Thanks so much, everyone who tuned in. Of course, next week we do have the Pro League once again, Tuesday and Wednesday. That one will be brought to you by Ampfleet and Elastic. So make sure you're back at this channel on those dates for those. And thanks so much for tuning in, guys.
See you guys.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you